the most anti-drug.
If you let just people watch that, well, the thing is, it also doesn't shy away from how good the good part is.
Yeah.
But fuck if it does not show you how bad the bad part is.
Oh yeah. So a little bit of a little column A, a little bit column B.
Mm-hmm.
Take what you will.
Several minutes of intense joy, and then
AS2S, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, like I mean, the scene's messed up, but the way he said it,
It's really it.
it's like something out of a comedy.
Do you ever watch that? I pair that film with like a cheese and wine. I pair that film with Trainspotting.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Wait, what film?
Wow.
Jacob's Ladder?
No, Requiem.
Oh, Requiem.
They're different tonally, but they're both drug movies.
Oh, Jacob's
Yeah, I
Ladder
guess.
is not a cheese and wine.
It's not a cheese and wine.
That's a mole on rye bread.
You you eat that the way it comes.
Yeah. But if I eat it organic, man, I don't have to take the LSD paper.
I feel like it's been really good for my digestive tract and also I'm not tripping.
I saw.
There's nothing in there, so it's just, it's all of my system.
But yeah, Jacob's Ladder too. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's wild.
It's not Jacob's Ladder 2.
They're just remaking
a
it.
remake
The
of
remake
Jacob's
of it.
Ladder.
Yeah.
Retribution.
No,
Jacob-
it's just a remake.
We did.
Yeah.
Jacob's Ladder 2 Electric Boogaloo. Which, as every writer knows, is the perfect sequel name.
Yeah.
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 We can't top it. We
No.
just accept that was the
That was the
zenith.
height of it. We'll never do it again. A thought just recurred to me just to completely derail
Sure.
this
Good.
conversation. Nothing screams a healthy podcast like talking about what we're going to talk about beforehand. Being like, it wasn't what the situation was, but it's really close to a situation of, oh god, do we have things to the podcast? Where in fact our deal was there's too many things.
So actually, it's probably more
Because
than we're going to cover.
It's been a long time.
We've been saving it up, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this is the podcast to talk about Evo. That was a fucking month ago.
Dude.
Like, does it matter? Does it? Does it?
Cosmically, does
Yeah.
it?
No, I mean, I thought we separated the Twitch and.
We did talk a lot about it on Twitch.
But you said you had specific anecdotes, like solid things that you really wanted to
Fucking
hear.
probably. I should have.
Okay, so just move on, I guess.
Well,
No.
I
No
guess.
idea. Hey,
So that's
this
good.
is
Hey.
episode 30.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, last time was episode 29.
Yeah, 30. Damn.
Well, congratulate.
Hard
Happy.
cut to someone scrolling down and seeing it's episode 30. What the fuck?
Was what?
That was weird.
Did you hear that noise?
It was
Oh.
like right out there, right?
It was like a bar.
Oh my god! I just read a new, new to me, Junji Ito, the other night.
Oh, okay. Which one did you read?
It was.
Wait, is this your first time reading them?
No, I've read other things. I read the one.
Because I
with
got
the
like
fish.
3 books. Yo.
Yo, I've read
Yeah.
Yo, and I've read most of Spiral.
Yo's gnarly.
That's been done.
Yeah. You want to borrow my Uzumaki? Like, they have the...
I mean,
I have the deluxe edition.
That's
so.
You ever read Tommy?
Hitomi?
Tommy.
Tomy?
Yeah,
Tommy.
T-O-M-I-E.
What's the movie?
No, it's Junji Ito. That's
Oh,
just like...
what was
It's
that?
called Tommy.
Because he kept writing short stories based off this one character.
Okay.
He really
and they
likes-
just he put on the collection.
Wait, is that the story about the beautiful girl who keeps dying over and over again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I can lend you some of that stuff. I don't have everything, just because they've been releasing it in high volume and I want all the hardback collector stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I have a short story collection and Uzumaki that I'll lend you. Just remind me after.
Yeah.
Because you saw the trailer for the...
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we watched it together. Yeah.
Did we?
Did we? I remember you, and then I remember the trailer. So why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't...
Well, we talked about it on
Oh, we talked.
Oh, did we? Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
totally don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was just really cool.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
look really cool. It's going to be coming earlier next year.
Yeah. Well, no, they just said 2020, right?
Oh, just
Yeah,
2020.
2020, yeah.
At
It's a
some
4-part.
some point.
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
I know with being for it being 4-part, how I would personally want it is I would want the last half of Uzumaki after all the short stories before it are great.
Yeah.
But I would want the last Because everyone wants a story with the girls with the hair, and I'm like, that's actually, it's a good one. It's kind of, it's one of the funner ones, but I think there are a lot more really good stories than that. Yeah. But if you did any short story, I want the mosquitoes, because the mosquitoes are really fucked up. That's probably the most fucked up one in that.
He had, what was the other story I'd read? Oh, the holes, definitely.
That's a short story, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not part of his manga. It's just a short
that's
story.
its own.
Yeah. You know, that's like one of his. That's his biggest fear, is being trapped in
a
space.
hole?
No, in any space.
Well, we both watched that video he did where.
Yeah, he was at Viz Media, and they showed him 4 scary videos to react to.
Oh yeah, I haven't brought myself to watch them.
On the internet. Well, there's like 3 of them are like obvious.
Yeah.
And the last one is an actual occupation someone does.
Oh, okay.
Which is they're the miners that go through the caves.
Yeah.
And he's
Oh,
like,
they probably did that because someone heard.
Yeah. Claustrophobia, and it's like, that's absolutely terrifying.
That's fucking horrifying.
And it's not any like play on trick or Photoshop. It's literally
Yeah.
someone's occupation of going through these caves.
It's like dudes in hard hats who check that the system is safe. Or
Yeah,
something?
they had to go through the caverns.
Yeah.
Right.
They won't like fucking collapse.
Yeah.
Fun job.
That is fine.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, he actually had
They
his own.
don't get paid enough. I don't know what they're getting paid. They're not getting paid enough.
Whatever it is.
True.
And if you think they're getting paid enough, you go do it.
You go fucking in that hole.
Yeah, that's so brave.
Yeah.
There's no Oscar for that.
They're real heroes.
Yeah.
Only paycheck. Well,
Hey, thanks for inviting me to episode 30, guys.
Oh yeah, no
Had a
problem.
great
No problem. Some
Oh, it's
sort
our
of
show.
milestone, right? Is this the milestone? No, 50 is supposed to be the milestone.
I'm the guest. Every time you two are the hosts, and I've been the guest the whole
Our
time.
Storyteller featuring Nick. With special guest appearance.
Special guest, musical guest.
I don't know. I never knew if there was a host dynamic.
I don't. Yeah, probably.
Probably
It's
some-
supposed to be a round table thing. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's not a host unless you're mediating. But like, I'm not fucking mediating.
We're not mediating.
Yeah. There's a loose structure that we barely follow.
Yes.
And
This is, if anything, more of a space ghost situation.
Yeah.
Everyone's really throwing in equal parts on opposite ends of this room.
Yeah.
Nice, anything goes.
Yeah. So I guess I'll get started with Evo, just to get that out of the way, because there's a lot of media shit that we've been seeing.
Yeah.
Evo. I mean, if you were watching any of the Twitch streams, you know we had a blast at Evo. Evo's like my favorite thing to go to every year. It's an absolute fucking pleasure.
Yeah.
I actually competed this year. Totally drowned in pools, so it doesn't even fucking matter. It was fun. It was a good time. I played Samurai Showdown. Let's see. Outside of that, we were like drinking all the time, and it was basically my stash of beer. Which, for those of people who know what my stash consists of, it's all like really high alcoholic, like big stuff. Like no.
Like real manly
Like,
shit, you know.
No, stuff that's meant to like kill you. So like,
Yeah. Like my car's lemonade, Zima,
Yeah.
coolers.
Oh, yeah.
Delicious drinks.
Not your dad's root beer.
Oh man.
I do actually like that your dad's.
What's
That's
the fucking apple pie one?
Oh,
Mom's
They
apple
make
pie.
an
yeah.
apple pie.
There's like
here.
a mom's apple pie hard thing. Dude, teenagers are disgusting.
I never
don't
liked
know
it.
why.
Those monsters.
I never liked coolers.
Have you ever been in downtown? Sorry, we'll pick up.
Yeah.
In downtown Burbank, there's like this really cool shop that sells like vintage candy and pops.
No.
It's fantastic.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's Sweet Shock or
Because
something.
I would
like
totally
that.
be into that.
Like some old taffy.
Yeah.
Or what?
Wait, can you eat it, or is it just like collectors?
Yeah, you can eat it. It's like
am I buying an actual 50-year-old taffy that's like...
it turns out well because like so Sky Bar is like a peanuts and milk chocolate chip
Yeah.
that I thought stopped being produced in the 50s.
Yeah.
But
Probably did.
there's like they're either paying out of pocket to make the shit.
Yeah.
Like mimic the recipes.
Uh-huh.
Some of them I think still technically produced because Charleston Chew is nowhere, but it's still around.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you can still find Charleston Chew.
I mean, like a whatchamacallit you can also get.
You know,
You can
they're
still
not
get
as
an
common, but I
Abba-Zaba.
like them. Yeah, and an Abba-Zaba.
Yeah. Still get Abba Zabbas.
It's just fun to say.
They brought back Kinder Joys, but they're not as fun.
No.
Well, I thought they were illegal in America.
No, well, you know how they got it. Have you seen the new Kinder Joys? With the,
No.
it's not even an egg anymore. It's like, well, it's shaped. The packaging is shaped like an egg, but it splits in half, and then like one of the sides is the toy, and the other side is candy.
Well, I don't care for that.
I know. I thought it was a great way to thin out like the herd and figure out.
Was it Kinder Joy that kids choked on?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was those balls of chocolate.
Oh, Wonder Balls. Sorry, no, you're right.
I loved Wonder Ball when I was growing
No,
up. Though.
wait, was it Wonder Ball? Because Wonder Balls, like, they were candy. They weren't toys.
Yeah.
Well, wait.
Kinder Joys were toys.
There was one that looked like an orange made out of chocolate, but it was, and you could break it into segments.
Ooh.
You remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's vaguely.
I have no idea what it's called.
Been a while.
But it's been a while.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But did you buy any at Eva?
No, but speaking of candy, we did go to the Hershey store
oh, nice.
because we were walking.
We went to Hershey's World.
Yeah. Because we made our friends, friends buy one of their chocolate martinis.
They're gross.
Like, because me and Nick had tried it last year when we had gone, and it's something else. It's so fucking heavy, dude. Like,
Is it just fucking liquor and
it's-
melted chocolate?
It's hangover in a cup, dude. It's sugar. It's weighty. Like,
I think it was the peanut butter. Yeah, peanut butter and chocolate.
that's the one I
Recess.
told him to get because that was the only one I was able to stomach.
Last time I had like the double chocolate.
Yeah, or something. Where the ingredients involve Hershey syrup and like all
Hershey
that.
syrup and
I
martini.
They coat the rim in chocolate
and sugar?
Yeah.
It's like here's your maple syrup.
Here's your diabetic attack, man. Like,
Oh, don't just eat that candy cane.
Yeah.
Roll it around in maple syrup first.
it's nuts. Like,
It's like a really nice Canadian person.
Yeah.
There you go, bud.
You know, she's looking up.
what, like, oh, so we tried this drink at the Cosmo.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that place is crazy. Like,
It's pretty intense.
it's very overwhelming when we enter, to the point where like people fucking stay here. Like,
That's ridiculous. This isn't
because
I don't buy it.
because you know what it is. It's not. But what it is trying to be is that pretentious, like everything is an art piece.
Great Gatsby.
And there's
bullshit,
probably
like-
pieces of like, there's pieces of art in there.
Right.
But like, it's trying to be that, like the weird, like pretentious. How do I put this? Okay, you walk into the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
It's been fucking years since I've been to the Cosmos, so
Okay.
like this was a new experience for me.
Yeah.
It might as well have been.
Mhm.
And there's towers, and they have those things where it's like people, not dancing. Great, awesome. I forgot to disconnect that.
David,
Yeah,
I
that's
told
my
you
fault.
not to interrupt this.
That
No.
is completely my fault. I apologize for that.
It's fine.
There are these towers,
Yeah.
and it's not people dancing, but they're doing sensual poses in it. But it's not people; they're projections. It's supposed to replicate like there's a person in the box,
Oh my god.
and it's just shadowy figures like on a white like background.
It's like a nightmare
Yeah.
little.
But it's
little-
like highly done, so it looks like there's someone there, like, because you can tell if the image is getting closer to the screen, if that makes sense.
Oh my god.
Um,
So it's got side to side.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the illusion of trying to be one of those weird art things, like,
But they can't afford dancers to dance.
yeah,
Literally
24/7, literally 24. And I don't even know how you can get out of there, like, because it's in the middle of the fucking lobby
Yeah, straight up.
without people like, singing.
No. There's a secret passage.
Yeah, there's got to be, right?
They're
There's an
lower.
elevator.
But maybe that's an intention, right? Like it makes it. The
Yeah.
pretension is in it trying to be pretentious.
The only cool part about like the only real artsy part about the Cosmo that's like real, in my opinion, Coco,
Mhm.
actually helping out.
Here's what real art
Yeah,
is.
but like helping out is that they have these cigarette machines that
Oh.
are turned into vending machines.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And for $5 you can get like a piece of art.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's really cool, and there's like local artists in there. I bought one. It was like this pressed flower necklace that I gave to my sister. They ate your 5, right?
They just ate it.
Yeah, I don't know what. It was the same exact vending machine too. I have no idea what happened.
Maybe that's the point.
It's like, you know, sometimes art comes and sometimes
Yeah.
it doesn't.
I get it. I don't like it.
Yeah, but we did try. One of the cool things it has there is it has the chandelier bar, which is like, it's a bar that has 3 different sections on each one. And there's a drink I had heard of that you can only get there. It's an off-menu thing called a Verbano. And what it is, it's a very heavily tequila-based citrus drink. But they put a flower on there that's called a Szechuan butter. You can buy this flower in like packs online and shit. And what you do is you chew the flower for like 15 seconds, and then you swallow it. And it tastes like a flower. It's like very rudy. What it does is it flips your taste buds, and it gives you this really intense tingling sensation all through your mouth, like it just like eating like a battery.
That's amazing.
And what it does is it fucks with your taste buds, so the drink becomes like sweet, like lemonade.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. I'm glad I did it once, but I was.
I don't know if it's like licking a 9-volt battery, but I
You
guess
should try it.
for me, I know it's different. Yeah, it's different for everyone, but
That's for sure.
at least my experience, it was kind of like, you know, when you're at the dentist's office and they numb you.
Yeah.
So imagine being in that state as you drink.
I can see that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think it's a little, but for me it was a little more harsher than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that I can see.
That's what I found. That
Yeah.
and like it's like it sponged out. It felt like a sponge in your tongue.
Mm.
Like your tongue was actually becoming a sponge. Like just how numb and squishy. Like it was.
Yeah.
It's an experience.
It was cool, and I took my friends to that, and we were all like, yeah, this is actually worth the walk. Because it was the most interesting thing we've ever drinking. But it was,
Sounds good.
it was really good. I would say try it once.
I mean, I'd probably just
And
buy
then
it.
immediately leave the Cosmo as soon as you can.
Because it's alright.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you can join the.
It's a lot. Like,
The
it's,
back
it, with all the stuff it has, it's packed and, like, small.
Yeah.
Weird.
Because the outside makes it look big, but the inside, yeah, it's a bit compact.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
What else, man?
You want me to, or
Sure, you go. I like, it's been months since I'm trying to pull it on.
I competed too, and I got 4th place.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I was in Gang Beasts.
Oh god. Yeah, okay, so they were doing
Yeah, I reminded him. Go ahead.
so Gang Beasts was there and they were doing cool like 30 people matches at a time. That was their version of tournaments, but it was at a time, so it's 30 people all playing at once.
Right.
So and you're all playing in the middle of a boxing ring. And it's cool, and it was like we were all staring at like different TVs trying to play. Nick made it to 4th place out of our round. I honestly think Nick would have won if he had made it 1-on-1, just because the people who made it 1-on-1 were playing pretty straightforward. But Nick was doing stuff that like no one else was doing, and was like no one could touch him
That's fantastic.
until he was ganged up on.
So yeah, well the thing was like when they have like the wired Xbox 360 controllers for so many people. So because of that, like I never liked that controller because if I play it for too long, my hands cramp up because of the way it's designed. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. My hands cramped up by the end of it because we were playing so long, and then I couldn't do anything, and then yeah, just lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the end of it, Chris was right. At the end of it was just like endurance. Some people did, but that was
Yeah.
but it was really fun. It was really cool. The creators, I mean, obviously the creators of the games were there, showing off. But I mean, I was surprised no one else was doing that because that was kind of like
It was the coolest thing any indie game was doing there.
yeah. That we played other indie games there too.
Yeah.
We have trial demos for Shovel Knight Showdown.
Shovel Knight Showdown.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, Claude was there.
I like totally floored everyone.
Yeah.
That was my first time playing, so there's not even.
I still had a lot of fun. It was awesome.
No, that game's gonna be fucking great, dude. Shovel Knight's so fucking good, and they're coming out with a new Shovel Knight, like another one,
Yeah.
like Shovel Knight Dig, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And they have a board game.
Really?
Yeah, there's Kickstarter for the
It's
board
fun.
game. I actually gotta remember that because
Yeah.
it's actually a decent price for the full set with like all the models.
Sure.
Like it's actually less than 100, which you don't get with many board
Yeah.
games.
So I need. Oh, sorry, Ian. That's so that's 4 in total they're working on. They're working on the DLC expansion because we talked about before for each
Yeah.
DLC you get to play as the villain.
Yeah.
So they're working on King Knight.
Yeah,
So
and they're
as it-
full campaigns. Like it's, they might as well be sequels.
Yeah.
But like it's a lot. Sorry.
No, that's great. No, I was saying like that and Shovel Knight Showdown, Shovel Knight Dig, and then the board game.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
We also play a little bit of Punch Planet.
Oh yeah, it was cool. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the creators. I mean, now it's getting more fleshed out and had like a little bit between alpha and beta, so they were kind of like fleshing out more of the characters. So they were just taking questions on like the process for it all, and yeah, it does feel like Street Fighter 4. That's definitely what they're trying to go for. At least at least with the meters and expansions, but it looks really cool and it was really fun to play.
Yeah.
It's definitely nowhere near as fast as like Third Strike or Hyper Fighter, but it's very cool.
Okay.
I do like the style.
Yeah. I don't know.
River City.
River City Girls,
That was awesome.
which we talked about on stream. The thing is, you play like what is for sure like the first level.
Oh yeah, the first level.
That game, because it's to show you all the mechanics, so I see why they chose it.
Mhm.
I can't wait to play that game in the end levels where it's very obvious you're gonna have a ton of moves, because you're still very limited at the beginning,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit on the tougher side. You have to earn some of the stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to see what all the moves are, because they put out combo videos before, and I want to do all those.
No, I felt really satisfying.
Yeah,
Cool.
and the animation's amazing, the art's amazing, the music's great.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, that game's gonna be dope.
Yeah. Is it being created by developers for Arxis, or are they?
Yeah, Arxis is developing it. I
Is
forget
WayForward
what the
publishing
actual
it?
team. WayForward, I think, is publishing.
Yeah. So Arxis, worked on Guilty Gear and
Mhm.
plays with a lot of fighting games,
Yeah.
and recently Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
Okay.
arena fighter.
I have not been here.
No.
Which I'm glad I didn't spring for the $100 collector's thing.
Yeah. Did you hear about their Twitch ban? Like their Twitch rule for streaming?
Yeah, God, it's like
It's
anything competitive, right?
Yeah, it's anything
And
competitive.
story.
You can't play the story unless you unlock all the characters. You can't play versus unless you
Play the first
play
chapter.
the
of
first
that.
chapter.
Yeah. It's a fucking anime fighter. So it's like it's a pain in the ass to go through.
Yeah,
Um,
good marketing.
yeah. It sucks because it's Kill la Kill and Kill la Kill's amazing.
Yeah.
And MIH even worked on the art for the game.
And the art's great.
And it's great. Yeah, it's great to look at.
I just wish it wasn't the Kill.
Just wish it wasn't this.
Yeah, I just wish
Yeah.
it wasn't this. And it is this.
And it sucks because the campaign is just like,
So I'm not paying full price.
yeah, it's kind of, we talked about Kingdom Hearts, just like in-game versions of the thing.
Right.
Well, it's supposed to be a new story.
Yeah,
I don't see where. I don't know where it would go.
yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be a what if.
Oh, okay.
It's called Kill la Kill, but the game's not even.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll play it when it's on sale or something. Just because I like Kill la Kill so much. Okay, and
Do you
then
know anything else?
yeah, we tried those arcade. We tried that giant arcade machine that Arcade 1-Up has been bringing around to cons.
Sure. Yeah.
Where you have to stand on a platform, climb upstairs, and it's giant wooden buttons that it's like your whole hand to press one, and it's Marvel vs. Capcom Children of the Atom,
Oh, cool.
or is it Marvel vs. Capcom Superheroes?
No, you're right. It's in
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you have the stones.
Yeah. That was fun. It's like a big fucking it's so stupid. It's great. It's like I want that to be a regular thing that I can go to. Because it's so big. I can't even. I'll show you a picture later of how big that thing is.
Yeah.
So I want to say it's like a story or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super big.
Yeah. It's like maybe 20 feet or something. What else? Shout outs to Tekken player Psychotic. Real nice guy I was talking to. We became quick friends. Yeah, they have like a Twitch and YouTube channel. I think his Twitch is like. And I'm trying to remember all the individual names of the people of the group that we were hanging out with that one night. All of those guys are nice people. Super nice people, actually.
Yeah, it was the last night.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I know because MK was wrapping up the top 8.
Yeah.
We were by the hitbox because we never got to try hitbox. So they were showing off that and then the smash box, in which not only do they include with the usual fight sticks, the joystick, and then 8 buttons. So they added 4 more buttons.
It's 12 buttons?
12 buttons. 3 on top, 1 on the bottom of the 8. So the funny thing is that when they were showing off, they're only showing off in Tekken because a lot of people, especially on Twitter, any video demonstration of it is all for 3D fighters. Tekken, Soul Calibur, any of the 3D. At least that's where the emphasis is for that. And there's the whole debate of whether or not it's cheating. Try out myself and then explaining how to do motions with it. No, I don't personally see it that way. Actually, I think it's more of a challenge. But if you can pull it off, you can pull off some crazy stuff. Because essentially, hitboxes remove the joystick and you have the 4 buttons for movement, like a keyboard.
Yeah.
So imagine adding those 4 buttons for movement on top of the buttons for attack.
Oh my god.
With the joystick as well. So it was pretty nuts to try it out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So their Twitter is Psychotic Nintendo, and one of them's I Am Lucifer. Both real cool guys, both Tekken players. Real nice, people. Told me to go to some of the local arcade stuff next time in town, which I go to Vegas quite often, just because we have family there.
Yeah, sure.
Which is always weird, but because no one ever says they have family in Vegas.
Right, who's going to visit,
yeah,
oh my
going to Vegas to, literally my aunt.
Yeah.
So well, the funny thing is, Vegas is just a normal city. It's just that, it has paradise.
Yeah.
The Strip.
Yeah. It's everything around it's like an actual city.
Well, I mean, it's also that way, when you talk to people from not California, they're just like, oh, Hollywood?
Yeah, Hollywood. Not even LA, Hollywood.
Yeah. You must go to the diner and see Tom Cruise all day.
Every day.
Yeah, every day. We're best friends.
we play
handball.
Go at the Venice Beach Park.
Yeah, praise be to Zenu, but
so yeah.
But yeah, it was and then the actual tournaments, you can go watch all those for yourself, but there was good shit this year, man.
It was amazing stuff.
By far, Street Fighter was fantastic, watching that in the stadium.
Yeah.
Even
Cross Tag was really fun.
yeah, we caught the last of it.
Yeah.
But that was actually pretty fun to watch.
You got to watch the first American to take it.
Yeah.
Wow.
For years, yeah.
First time ever. Which also,
He
for
cruised.
people who follow Guilty Gear, so I used to play Guilty Gear. Well, Guilty Gear still like a playing game. This was the first year that an American has won Guilty Gear. Ever.
Because the top 3 were all from North America.
Yeah.
So
it's never happened before.
Yeah.
Never happened before. It's the first time ever. It was crazy. And then, the highlight of the night was fucking Tekken.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down.
That was ridiculous. Oh
To
my God.
everyone, even if you have just a remote inclination of fighting games, everyone should watch the Tekken Evo 2019 finals.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit! There was just the story alone is crazy. Arslan Ash took that, and if you were with everyone else watching that, at least in my head, it was very obvious he was the best player. You're watching him do things and it's perfect and it's the right guesses, it's the right pressure.
Yeah.
And I remember at one it was the second time I had seen his match in the top 8, and I remember turning to Nick and my friend while we were watching that and going, he's gonna win. There's no one else I see playing as good as he is. He was close, but I think Arslan Ash took that shit.
No, he deserved it.
Yeah.
It's funny because even of this year before Evo, he took Evo Japan.
Yeah. That was the first ever Evo Japan, and he won both. And so already record set.
Same year, first attempt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, from Pakistan. Because in Pakistan there's a huge underground Tekken community.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, he said he wasn't sure if, you know, Pakistan can have, at least a style can have a place where Japanese and Korean styles are expected. You have Korean dashes, you have these counters that are very common in Japanese players. And yeah, he just showed that clearly there's a place for it, and he hopes, you know, other people from his community in Pakistan can.
There's not only a place for it, like, it beats it. It's
yeah,
crazy.
it's insane.
Like,
it's dude, like
it's a whole new way to play. It really is. Like,
yeah, like it's crazy because the closest you had to this was I forgot the name of it, but the Pacific East and Eastern Asian tournament for Tekken. They had his close friend from like 2 years ago competed and like cruised, like he didn't lose one match.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like straight to the first place. It was ridiculous, and that was the closest you got before our match. But his story's insane.
Didn't a bunch of like Korean and Japanese players go over there?
They did.
Because they had heard about that.
Yeah.
And they were like, all these people are killers.
Yeah.
There's no one here.
And they all lost except oh god, who did Arsenal play
Nate.
last? Yeah.
He was the only one.
Who beat him once.
Yeah.
And but lost the rest of that day, like the rest of the players who went to Pakistan.
Yeah. They almost didn't make it because of his visa or like wasn't working or
Yeah. There's a lot of miscommunication.
and like money was rough.
He couldn't even eat in Japan. When
Yeah.
he in Japan, he was literally 2 days starved.
Yeah.
And couldn't even work out a hotel, so he slept on the streets before the tournament. So he had every reason to win, and he did.
Totally did. It's great. It's a fucking.
Under the
It's the sports story everyone's looking for.
yeah.
But he's also an amazing player. It was one of the craziest things to watch live. It was amazing. I was so glad I was there for it. Like, because I don't even. That's why you go to Evo. You go to see that shit live.
Yeah.
It was, and everyone standing up, cheering, doing "You deserve this" chant.
Wow.
Which happens every so often.
Yeah.
Last time I saw it was when Chris G finally took Marvel vs. Capcom 3 the last year I was there.
Yeah.
Which that's full circle for his thing.
Oh yeah. Was that senior the guy ran up on stage for the money match?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was awesome.
That's good.
And Justin Wong was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Oh man, it was a good time. Like it's been a month, but like those are all the things I definitely remember. I mean, if we're talking about like merch shit, I bought a bunch of their clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably the coolest thing I got was Samurai Showdown, but they put it in Neo Geo boxes, and they're one-to-one recreations. Then whole day it comes with an art book, and they only made like I think 1,000.
Yeah.
Or no, it's like a crazy small. No, I think it's even smaller than that. It might have been 300.
Well, in total there's 1,000, but they had like different characters on the covers.
Yeah, the one I bought there was only like 300 or 100 right. I should have bought the other Japanese ones, but they were expensive. They were like I think $80 or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're a lot.
But I wanted it. That was the first thing I bought. Like when I went there. So I went, I need that. There's no do that again. That was a good time, man. It was a good time. Alright. Should we just talk about stuff we watched because
There's a lot.
there's a lot of shit.
There's a lot to burn through.
Okay, let's get through the quick. Oh, by the way, Steven Universe Spoilercast we're doing at the end of this
Get ready.
because there's a lot. It's all done. We're all caught up. We watched the movie, which to really timestamp this, that was last night.
The last night.
And I can't wait to talk about that. Anyway, but we kind of touched upon them, but the Rocco Modern Life movie and Invaders Zim movie. Did you watch the Rocco one?
No.
Okay. It's good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really. There's not much. I mean, Ian, we're kind of talking about this before. There's not really much to talk about them.
It's really straightforward.
Because a lot of them are, they're cartoons. They wear it on their sleeve.
Yeah.
If you were gonna talk about most of your stuff is how they do the jokes.
Yeah.
Which that sucks to talk about. You should just go watch it because
It's funnier that way.
it's funny. Better and funnier that way.
The handful of things I kind of already touched on. I kind of already touched on the stream is Jonan's style changed a little bit,
Yeah.
and you can notice that he's more rounded, and also
I actually really like the new style.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like the colors too. It's a little, there's a little more brightness.
The colors,
Super dynamic.
the lines. I don't know if the lines are thicker, but they feel.
It's more cartoony.
Yeah.
Somehow he's
Yeah.
steered into it, and Dib looks very different as well.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
different.
I think because just working on the comics between them.
Yeah.
I will say, I think I'm of the opinion for how much Jonan Vasquez has shit on certain fans. That what Dib turns into in the beginning is explicitly commentary.
That's the
It's
joke.
like 1-to-1. Yeah.
Well, I think in the,
I just want to be clear to everyone who's an asshole about it. Like,
there's like a literal
Yeah.
line of like, why are you wasting your life waiting for Zim to come back?
I feel bad, man. He always gets like the weirdest fan interaction.
He has very strange.
yeah.
He's a really nice guy. He's trying, but yeah.
Everyone that he's like a real nice guy.
He
A little
really
bit, he's
yeah.
petty, but he's petty about like business stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who cares? Like,
Yeah, it's on him. Like,
it's like it's Nickelodeon. What am I getting to offend big Nickelodeon?
I don't know. The only time I felt like really uncomfortable was when someone asked me to watch JoJo,
Oh my god.
and then tries to explain the plot to him right there,
Oh my god.
and literally got to a point where he's like, "Does this have to do with any of us?" He's like, "I know there's a game."
Yeah.
Well, kudos to anyone that knows the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope he's talking about the Capcom one.
I really.
Yeah,
Well, he's talking about the SNES one where you look cocky and dead in the eyes while you pee.
While you pee.
Look another grown man.
Oh
here.
yeah, we made two of our friends start watching part 3 of JoJo,
cool.
Stardust Crusaders,
Yeah.
and they were so into it.
Oh yeah.
They were so into it. You gotta catch up on JoJo, man.
I know. man.
Yeah, it's very strange to go back to it because I don't recall it being that fast.
I know, because we were watching it as it was coming out week to week.
It's true.
But when you're watching it back, it's like, fucking,
Go.
yeah,
go.
we were already, we had just gotten on the boat.
Yeah.
And we left. And like,
Oh man, they don't know what's happening.
now it's just watching it quickly for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, so, here's and we touched a lot upon the stream, very funny, it's good.
It's really good.
I talked about my weird flashbacks I was getting while watching that. Has no part to do with the show. It's
not the
all
show's
just
fault.
it's just people I knew
Yeah.
in high school and middle school that, God, what were they thinking?
I feel that it's your past reaction to my present reaction
Yeah.
when I meet someone who says like one of my favorite shows is Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
I don't know how this is gonna go.
yeah. It's either gonna go.
Yeah.
Do you like the show or do you like Dan Harmon?
Right.
That's the real question. You gotta separate the artists.
Our new game, separate
Yeah.
art from artists. These pictures. Never mind.
Yeah. It's very strange.
Yeah.
It was great. Invader's great. It's fucking
The humor
hilarious.
doesn't wear out. It
No.
keeps it consistent.
It's that type of humor done perfectly.
Yeah.
For anyone, and I guess this is going into my weird flashback. For anyone trying that form of humor,
Don't do it.
either get really good at it or it can
Don't do it in real life.
it can fall like a ton of bricks, man.
Really
Like-
can.
Yeah. Like you ever see jokes that are written and it's like that's really funny, but don't ever say that in real life.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
It will not work.
Yeah.
I mean, also like, it's a show that's so based on its setup and its context
Yeah.
that when people try and do things out
Yeah.
of the context, of course it's not funny.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work.
It's in its own thing. It's supposed to work within its own ecosystem.
Exactly.
Like,
A part of it is nobody really talks about it.
yeah.
And they know it, and then they keep hitting it harder and harder. Like Jonan used to say, I'm a big fan of terrible writing.
Yeah. It's like, you know what it is for anyone familiar with anything by Brendan Small? It's the way Death Clock is written, and all of Action Johnny's lines in Venture Bros.
Yeah.
And that they're the dumbest, most deadpan, not funny lines ever.
That become hilarious.
That are the funniest fucking thing when Brendan Small says it.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, he has that talent. He has that talent to make
nothing and
make it the fucking funniest.
The one I always think about is when he insults that guy at the strip. Action Johnny insults the guy at the strip club. And says, "Did you get herpes from your wife?" Yeah, I'm trying to clear herpes. It's such a stupid, ridiculous.
But it's delivered perfectly. And then you can just quote any line from Death Clock.
It's really funny. I fucking love my dad.
Okay, love my dad. What are you talking about? It's coolest.
No, visually had some of my favorite. I mean, there's some crazy shots in there.
Oh yeah.
The intro itself is insane.
The artwork's another level, dude.
The intro is like it's what I'm all about. Like that crazy ass cards, cell shading. It's so ridiculous.
And then I enjoyed very much I kind of got a Gravity Falls flashback, but the universe
when they go through and they're changing like
animation styles.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's still
it's still really fun to do.
Yeah,
you know.
I always love that, and then the puppets.
Little marionette, little pugs.
But it's crazy because then there's some scenes like in the movie itself where like some of it you can kind of tell it's kind of like flash animation.
Yeah.
But then it cuts to like this crazy like detail scene like it's really it's not consistent, but it's really entertaining.
It is. And it is jarring, like especially.
But I think it's supposed to be jarring.
Yeah.
Because it's doing that so often that like, and each time it's for the joke.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Somehow the joke utilizes that.
Like
this has to be a cartoon. It cannot be.
Yeah.
Those jokes cannot work unless they're in that cartoon.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a thing that jarring since like Fanny and Stocking Garbell.
Yeah. No,
it's like a hard left and sort of here. Because like compare the animation given the chase scene. Runs like they run upside down.
Yes, and it's amazing.
It's beautiful. And then compare that to like just a few moments before where Dib is clearly flash rendered because his little joints don't move when he. You know what I mean?
Well, there's moments where Gaz just slides like
to
and out of frame.
Yeah.
But it's for her personality.
But that's the joke.
Yeah.
Is that they've made that a part of her. I do think that along with
and
the
they use like this Hearthstone like sound effect. That's great. Yeah.
I do think also with the color palette, there's also just kind of a general lightening tone.
Yeah. It feels brighter.
It does feel brighter and a lot less. Like I feel like old Zim.
Yeah.
You didn't get any moment of actual humans actually connecting in any way, and that's a reflection of it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Like, there was one episode where he was like, yeah, they animated Dib holding his sister's hand walking home. They don't like each other. They don't do that.
And then this one is like, no, they have their own form of relationship.
Yeah.
And they care about each other.
Yeah.
And the membrane big thing that they do. Yeah.
So no, it's good.
It's real good, guys.
Real good.
Yeah. Watch it.
Real good.
Watch it.
Rocco's done in the very 90s, crazy surreal like style humor, and it works really well. Very fast, very fucking fast paced. There's not
That movie disaster.
no, there's not like any time.
Wow.
There's like no time for
anything.
And what I also like about that is that means they really planned out the pacing because they could have made it 10 minutes longer if they wanted.
Yeah. No, this felt like a, and maybe it wasn't what the show actually was, but it feels, I don't know, it's one of those things where they're going for how people remember it, not how
it might have factually
actually been, which I think is much more important. Unless you're trying to do a certain kind of point. But if you're going for that, just go for it.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was great. So you haven't seen it. I guess I don't want to spoil it too much.
That's cool.
Okay, then I want to talk about. I'm forgetting Rachel. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic.
It's cool.
It's a milestone, and it's a milestone for cartoon.
The big thing for cartoons, there's not a lot of any representation such as that.
Yeah. At least open.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, one of the plot points in the movie when Rocco's being thrust, he's trying to get his favorite cartoon to come back.
Yeah,
because
the fathead.
Because he's, of the opinion that if he has one touchstone to the 90s, he can handle how different the present.
Oh.
So they try and find Ralph to bring the show back.
Yeah.
And Ralph Bighead, the creator of that cartoon he likes so much, is trans now. And then it's like a 2-minute scene.
Yeah.
And it's kind of really not
she's now Rachel.
touched upon that drastically ever again.
Yeah. No, the only thing is Mr. Bighead.
Mr. Bighead's not cool with it.
But it's all about his whole arc is like, again, not wanting change. And all that.
And ultimately that's what all the characters' the lesson is.
Yeah.
Everything is changing all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
And the whole point of Rocco's, like, that's why Rocco's Modern Life takes place now.
Yeah.
Because it's modern life, it's supposed to reflect. It's a very straightforward theme, and in fact, there's a fucking character who comes and tells you exactly
I was just gonna
what's
say
going on.
how much I like that character.
And it's actually funny. It's really funny when it happens. It's done well.
Yeah.
I'd love to link you my audiobook. I've been working on it.
But first time ever, it's done perfectly. Like, or if it's not the first time ever, someone let me know because I would like to know which one the first time ever it happened. But this is for an openly trans character.
There's an argument there.
Yeah, there is an argument. We've talked about this before.
Him and Hares.
We've talked about this before. Yeah, hang on.
He certainly has something happening.
But this is the first time they ever say the word.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Cool.
There's definitely an argument though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna deny you that.
You know what it is? Because we're both right.
But it's the first time it's ever openly like.
Yeah.
And it's the point of a character's like plot or a character's arc.
Oh, that they finally like resolved why back in the old show Ralph was such a sad character.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with other valid things to be sad about, but it was this.
It was it.
And now look how happy they are.
Yeah, now it's great. And it's funny. Like the cartoon it's stupid funny, but it's funny. Like
Mr. Pet, I honestly like everything with Mr. Pet.
Yeah.
It kind of killed for them. So the end of the film is the owner of Conglomero, a corporation so large that it owns everything, including
the town.
The town is shot into the vacuum of space inside of his apartment, and then everyone just scrambles and steals the money.
Yeah.
And it's what a treat! What a treat! What a good time.
Cool. Alright, so those two out of the way. What else?
What have you been playing?
Oh, hang on, I'm trying to think. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Did you see that?
I didn't see it, but
okay, it's I had a real good time watching it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It's good. The highlights of that movie to me are the monster encounters.
Oh, yeah.
Which they should be. They're fantastic. Tail Lady is probably my favorite. Although they're all good. They're all really good. Strong first one too. Like a real strong first one. Harold the
janitor. Harold the
Scarecrow. Yeah. And Del Toro wrote this script, he didn't direct it. So it's not all feeling like Del Toro, but there's a lot of moments where you feel it. Where you feel his stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm just one of the few people. I wasn't too crazy on everyone's child acting. It feels, but I think that's the feeling they were going for. If it was supposed to feel a little campy in the way they were going.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be kind of hard to see
Yeah.
If it's intentional, then
Would you guys say that it had any vibes that resembled Goosebumps Are You Afraid in the Dark? Something like that?
No, it's better than that.
No.
It's better than
It's
okay.
better than that. It's definitely better than
it's
that.
not TV acting. It's
Okay.
Well, there's nothing wrong with TV acting. It doesn't feel like those movies, like
Okay.
where it's children actors who are just brought on for the movie, like it's the first time.
Like
ever.
literally, they just did a middle
Which they-
school play that
which they
real
did
well.
for a lot of Disney.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, did you see? Like, I love it, but classic Halloween Town has some.
It's rough.
It's rough. It's got some rough parts.
It's rough.
I like the
Every-
series. As well.
yeah. I love Halloween Town. That first episode, that first
That
movie,
first movie.
the acting is rough.
Even that main girl, like, she's doing better than the other two.
Yeah.
But like, she's also next to Debbie Reynolds, so
Yeah.
it's hard to.
And thank God for Debbie Reynolds
Yeah.
in that movie. It was
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
California's Revenge is better, at least in acting.
Yeah, that's a huge step up. The story's
Yeah.
clever. It's got the place.
California's Revenge might be the best one.
Yes. It's. The
Did you like University?
God no. I did
Yeah, I
watch.
didn't.
I didn't. I did like.
It was so not Halloween Town.
It had almost nothing to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't hip hop.
That was not hip hop.
The only thing, the best part of Halloween Town U, is that what it is? I think it's actually what it's called. Is there's a scene where the mean girl has cast a spell, so when when our main character turns in her exam, it's all blank. And then she goes, no, it had stuff on there. The teacher immediately says like a quick incantation and all appears. And they go, oh yeah, it looks like it was magic or something. And I stood up and clapped. And I went, thank God we don't have to deal with that.
Right?
Because, like, everyone has fucking magic in this universe. Why wouldn't they?
Why is that not your
Yeah.
first suspicion?
And it's the first time. And I love that. That's my favorite. It's the best part of that movie, and it's the only thing you should watch because of how quick it is. And it's amazing.
Also, didn't they like suddenly get rid of the little sister and just never explain it? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
She just like she was cousin Oliver. We don't talk.
Let's talk about that. Does she even show up in Cowboys Revenge?
She was in the first two, and then she.
She's a commentary track.
I would be really into that. I'd be really into it.
You guys have fun.
And then we'll do Bob the Butler.
God damn it! God fucking damn
You
it!
don't like Tom Green?
It's the best one. It's the best Disney movie.
It's the best Disney movie.
It's the best. It's,
That's interesting.
Sora needs
Yeah.
to meet Tom Green.
I was gonna say.
Sora and
I was gonna say
Butler.
best TV Disney movie. No, best Disney movie. I wanted. It feels like 5 minutes long joke of a pig farting, and it's
Probably the case.
and it's the funniest. It's gold. It's comedy gold. And then what's his name? The guy that always plays old butlers is the one who teaches Bob the Butler.
Not Tim Curry.
No,
Wasn't
he was.
Wasn't he in Star Wars?
He was Alfred.
Oh,
and,
in the last two.
No,
None
the
of
90s
that is?
ones, the 90s ones, yeah.
Yeah, he was in a Death Star. He's the one who gets choked out.
Oh dang! Okay, yeah, I know who he is.
He's the one they rendered in for.
No, that's not Moff Tarkin.
It's not my time.
No, because this guy's still alive.
Yeah, he's still around.
It's a British actor. Why am I forgetting now?
Well,
Like, if
same
you
person.
see him, he always plays, like, evil
He plays a lot of evil dudes.
Yeah.
evil dudes dressed in a suit.
Because he has an accent.
That's right.
No, he's just got that nasal, like, thing.
No.
Yeah. He's
That
exact.
sounds-
He looks exactly what you think that character's
I feel like we're talking about.
It's not Moff Tarkin, dude. Like,
Well, who is it?
Who else but this Tarkin figure?
and how come I can remember Moff Tarkin and
Not a real human's name.
this character that shows up only once?
Let me tell you this. This is Star Wars thing. I learned that Darth Maul has a big brother, and his
Yeah.
name is terrible, and I love it.
What
but
is it?
It's spelled Savage Oppression, but it's pronounced Sauvage Oppressed. And it is the best. It's pretty great.
That is stupid.
Do you remember when Cody played George Lucas?
Yeah.
If I can suggest.
And he's just doing that for like
Sally. Oh, walk. She's very tall.
Your whole family is a line of tall.
Like poetry.
Like
Darth.
Your
I can do this all day.
Yeah, Scary Stories.
It was good. I had fun. I loved it, man. Like, the visuals are amazing. Visually, it's a treat.
Okay, great.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, man. And then, well, you said you haven't seen it.
Scary Story?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Alright, when you see it, I think there's some like themes that we can talk about in there. I have a theory. I have like a hypothesis of what that movie's about.
I've heard a thing, and I'll throw it out, and then we can talk about it after I see it. That there's this weird, kind of like Nixonian thing.
Oh, explicitly so.
Yeah.
Explicitly so.
Okay.
There's like, there's a bunch of stuff. So on a word perspective, my other hint for another theory I have too, if you follow like a more character-based level, is the phrase I love saying, "sins of the father."
A great phrase.
Yeah. This time try sins of the mother, or both,
or
everybody
like
who's an
Stephen
adult.
No.
Hey, guess what? You're all terrible.
Yeah. It's generation. But once you see it, let me know, because I would love to talk to you about it.
Sure.
Because I don't want to say I'm crazy, but I'm the only one seeing it.
It'd be terrible. So I've seen it. And
Yeah. There's nothing there. It's
You wasted my time.
yeah.
More, you have wasted these good people's
I might as well
time.
stared at a blank screen. No, Scary Stories. I loved it. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the artwork, the original artwork, but which they do very well. One more thing to say. I think the visuals being a strong point is also somehow reflective of the story, of the original stories, because the stories were okay. They were. There's some good ones. There's some not good ones, and then.
It's classic folklore. It's real swing and miss.
The real highlights are like the story is definitely valid, but the standout is the visuals. It's the images. It's the artwork. So that's what you got to do for like this, and I think they do it great.
Okay.
Yeah. Then any other? I want to say that's it, except for Steven Universe fully done.
For movies? You want to
We saw the first season of DuckTales. Oh no, we're like 2 episodes away.
Cool.
So we started DuckTales.
You're having a good time.
I'm having a really good time.
Yeah, didn't you say it was dark?
That's what I'd heard.
Oh,
Oh. No, I mean...
not really. There's stuff there.
Okay.
I mean, their kid's mom is like not accounted for, or like no, she's accounted for, but no one wants to talk about it. And like that's an explicit point where like they're trying to find out info,
right?
And Donald's not talking about it. Scrooge won't talk about it, so they're trying to figure it out. That's like the overarching thing. There's another overarching thing going on.
Okay.
I see where you got the stuff from the first episode of just family.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks, and then there's there's the dealing with the whole family sucks motif.
Yes.
Which I have seen the episode where Scrooge meets his parents, or goes to his parents, and that's
tough.
They do those conversations great, because it's as long and awkward as those scenes need to be. I will say this: there's a crazy amount of money in this series. Like
real well produced.
Incredibly, like it's that. Like even like more than I've seen in a while for a first season of a show. The art style is fantastic, and they obviously pumped a lot of money in there. There's a lot of time that went in. The intro is amazing.
Yeah.
The intro is like fucking 10 on 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's what you like feel DuckTales should be.
Yeah, a lot of references to the comics from the original show. So,
Chasing the dime and all that. References to the comics too. We just got to Gizmo Duck, and I freaked out when I saw it when Gizmo Duck appears.
that was really cool.
Just appears out of nowhere.
There's a lot of deep dives there.
There's a lot of deep dives, dude.
Alright, because I know Darkwing.
There's a Mighty Ducks reference.
Jesus.
The episode we just watched.
And then there's, Darkwing Duck does show up eventually. Yeah, some pulls, especially from the comics. There's some crazy pulls.
There's a whole episode where there's a bunch of different versions of the Beagle Boys. And it's all the really weird versions that were pulled up in the comics. Yeah, it's good. I'm having a great time watching it.
Okay.
Everyone's great. I mean, there's not much else to say. Go watch it. It's fine. It's a good time. It's real fun.
Okay. I was gonna mention some of the. Do you want me to talk about the movies coming up, or do you just want to do?
Let's keep doing what we've seen.
Okay.
That way you can for sure get that.
Okay.
What else have I played? I've been playing Fire Emblem nonstop whenever I get a chance.
3 houses?
3 houses, and I kind of went on my rant.
Which one did you pick?
In the Twitch. I picked Black Eagles.
Okay, that they were red, but they're
Yeah.
Black Eagles.
Right.
Yeah, I know, dude, it sucks. So here's what I'll say in the house warfare that happens online with people.
Okay.
Claude is my favorite out of the main 3.
Yeah.
I love Claude. He's easygoing, just cheat to win, do whatever you can in order to win. I'm like, yeah, man, you gotta do whatever. It's fucking war. Who cares? Who cares about honor? You need to do whatever you fucking can in order to win.
He's a big coward. He survives.
He's so pretty. It's crazy. It's like compared to every other male character in that game, unless you're into someone like Raph or Casper, who is like Attack on Titan level battle tween.
He's Armin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. Armin would be like Ignatz, but Armin's way better than Ignatz. Ignatz like fucking plain toast.
Yeah, sorry. Casper would be more towards like Aaron.
He's like a close. No, I think he's like a better Naruto.
Yeah, he's like a better Naruto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very shonen.
He's got, but it's like the battle twin thing that Attack on Titan does.
But they are.
Sorry, I wasn't.
You forgot that term.
I wasn't ready.
That's like my favorite term.
But by season 3, they're twunks.
Yeah. It's my.
It sounds like a complicated lifestyle.
It's my favorite description
Smooth.
of all the Attack on Titan characters.
Thank God I wasn't drinking something.
Now you'll never unsee it or unhear it.
God damn it.
When you watch Attack on Titan.
That's not what I like about Zelda.
You should really catch up though.
That's your song like it's crazy, dude. I should show you some of like the character portraits.
I'm so surprised you can't bang him.
It's
He's
nuts.
so pretty.
Okay, dude, there's only in the game. There's only two gay options when you do relationships, and they're 2 characters. That I'm like, why would you? Here's the thing. I love Linhardt. I love him because he's lazy.
He's
Takes
sleepy,
naps like I do.
Yeah, sleepy pretty boy.
Yeah, but still just studies into his own thing. I relate to him a lot. Aloise is weird. I don't know why that's a relationship choice. He's married.
Is Aloise the...
He's the big night guy. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He does lame jokes. I mean, he's a nice person.
He's a daddy, I guess.
Wow.
But it's like, those are the only 2.
Nah, he's fine.
And then Claude's
he's
like,
all right.
you know what's even weirder? If you choose the girl version of the main character, she has like 6 or 7.
Okay. Both female options.
Yeah, same gender options.
That's all.
So that's weird, right? That's a weird whatever.
I mean, it is weird, but like we know.
If we know.
But we know where their priorities are.
Yeah, not
Japan.
Claude.
It's not. It's more. It's more than we thought because like.
Yes.
Because they've never done that before in Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Or if they have, I don't know about it.
Like female or like.
Anyway, Claude's great.
Doesn't matter.
He's the kind of guy that would sing "Hose Mad."
Hose Mad.
After doing a funny. And ever since I was told that, I cannot unsee Claude being the guy that would sing Hose Mad.
No, there's some.
Having said that, Black Eagle House, overall, all the characters within that house are much better than the other houses.
I don't like blue.
I don't like blue. Blue is like the worst one.
There's some good.
Blue.
There's some good characters, but
The only good thing about Blue Lions is Dimitri's aged up.
Oh, yeah.
Or time skip
Yeah.
costume. It's the coolest one.
Okay.
Edelgard's is pretty good.
yeah.
Claude just gets the beard because they know they nailed. He gets like the stencil.
Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Stencil.
Jesus Christ.
Because they know they nailed the design.
Oh, we got it first time. We're gonna take Drake. We got it.
Durst face. This. Why revise?
Yeah.
Hose Mad.
No, dude, I gotta show you. It's insane.
He's too pretty.
It's insane compared to everyone else. Like,
Look at these uggos.
yeah.
And then look at him.
No, it's one of those things you go, you're like, fine, that's fine.
Dude, yeah, we're surprised you can't like S rank and Bango and have a pregnancy plan.
I feel like that's an injustice
it is.
to everyone.
That's a missed opportunity.
It's crazy.
So that's a ringing endorsement.
It's really, yeah, because I guess we can talk about the gameplay. The gameplay's fine, I guess. What this game's about, it's about like hooking up, becoming friends with people, shoving flowers into them so they can like you more.
Sure.
Get them gifts, hang out with them, take them to tea time,
Recruit them.
recruit them.
Sure.
No, friends, that's
for
what
your
the
militia.
game is.
Feel them out first. Observe them. Look with your
Yeah.
eyes. Respect their space as you look into their soul. But you can't-
How do we get Bernadette out of her room? That is the number one question everyone should be
She
asking.
calls herself Bernie. Her full name's
Yeah.
Bernadette.
Oh
She calls
my
herself
God.
Bernie. And she is a shut
Having said that, there's actually some really good characters,
Yeah,
like
okay.
character stories in there. I know I'm goofing around a lot,
Yeah.
but like there's really good discussions on like actual looks into the power dynamics of that
Okay.
area. I'm actually, believe it or not, well, I haven't played. So the campaign I'm playing on is to go with the church just because I heard that's the longest one and hardest one to get. So I went with that just because I know I'm going to play this game multiple times. So whenever I do that, I go for the hardest or like longest ending first.
Right.
That way it's easier to keep going through it, like the succeeding times. So I'll probably do Edelgard's last because it's the shortest one. But because usually I'm all about like fuck the church and get all that down, and there's very obviously something going on.
Yeah.
As we talked about before on the podcast.
As
Yeah.
we go back to episode
I
27.
don't fucking.
Try episode 27. Why not?
Anyway, Three Houses is amazing. Yeah. What else? I've been going through Dark Souls 2 Scholar the first in. I don't know why. I just had that.
That urge.
Yeah. It happens to me with any Dark Souls games. I'll just want to go back to them. And Dark Souls 2 because I still find it the weakest one. I always want to go back to because Scholar of the First Sin is a revamp, and so far I'm liking it much better.
Okay.
And there's a whole new like NPC and boss fight, so see how that goes. No, I'm having a good time. Having a good time with that. Not much to say. Everyone knows I like Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Tried Astral Chain. Got through the first 2 chapters. Yo, that shit's fucking fun.
Yeah.
Fucking anime as fuck. Platinum Games.
The same team that did well without Yoko Tower.
Yeah.
Okay.
The character named Alicia Lopez, and she's a cop.
Okay.
And her stand, they all have stands. They might as well be stands. Is a dog type creature, and I'm all about it.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to play much of it. I've been trying to beat Three Houses
Yeah.
before I get back to it.
I mean, it's very clear that the UI is straight from here on manga.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a near team without Yoko Taro.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So like, and you can feel that.
And you can feel that they also went back to the roots of fighting games, so it's definitely less serious than Nier.
This wears on its sleeve.
Right, yeah.
Or at least if there is like stuff, I haven't gone to it.
Okay.
But it feels very straightforward.
Probably the most diverse like full names I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, because it's a bunch of people from all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
In there.
Okay.
Yeah. No, so that one's fun. I can't wait to keep playing more. I'm gonna try to beat 3 houses.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time with that. I will say for 3 houses, my only thing is, I am on the side that I do think it needs a little bit more time in the oven. There's some weird stuff in there, but overall, I mean, I think it's fucking great.
Did you like it more than the other Fire Emblems?
I think so, because I think they finally did the relation thing right.
Yeah.
By making it more like Persona. So, I'm on this side now. I think people in the West just want a dating sim that's like a high budget.
Yeah.
And that's what Persona Classics got to. So.
But you can't have sex with Claude. He's too pretty. Like, it's ridiculous.
He even has that little like Jedi.
That side thing.
Yeah, the side braid. Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. I think that's it for video games because it's only been those. I've been like doing a lot of stuff that's not as interesting to talk about.
Lethal League Boys.
Oh yeah, that one's a good time.
Yeah.
The music's dope.
Oh yeah.
And I like the new characters.
Oh yeah, they're really cool.
It's there's not much to talk about there other than like, no, the gameplay is fantastic.
Yeah.
Catching the ball changes the game.
Oh yeah.
That changes the game a lot.
But they have like a new item system now. Like,
yeah. Which I don't think will do for competitive stuff.
Yeah.
But that's fun.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Because there's some bullshit thing.
Oh yeah. There's some where for speed.
It's just you won.
Yeah. For the speed of the ball, you can go from 0 to like 500 miles an hour.
And it's you're the only one that can hit it. Or whatever. No, it's great. I think that's. I think got it all covered.
Okay.
Anything else? What do you think?
Besides all the stuff you described,
yeah.
I talked about it on the stream, man. Still going through Terrace House.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot now. There's like 5 seasons.
There's a lot of shit, dude. They've been pumping that shit out. Like,
yeah. It's like over 100, like 200.
And each episode's an hour. Jeez.
Yeah. Like 40 minutes to like 60 minutes. Pretty nice.
That's crazy.
Okay. So I talk a lot on Switch, but I'm like going through Aloha State, so that's when they're in Honolulu. That's they commentate from Tokyo, so it's crazy like seeing them speak English and Japanese. They have some scenes where they're speaking fluent Japanese, and some where it's like it's English, but it's very clearly they're still learning it.
Right.
So it's very robotic, because again, it's like the foreign interpretation of American English is super robotic.
Yeah.
So it's very clear. That's interesting. It's. I think I talked about before. There's some really shitty people in that house.
Yeah, like you said, some of the worst, right?
Yeah, where it's just like it's very clear that some of them are kind of using each other, and then feel bad when they get called out on it. It's like some real world shit where everyone's crazy and have the one sane guy there. Yeah, like the skit, but. I don't know why. I guess I didn't like it so much that when the same guy who was 18 years old, he was a musician who came into the house. He was the youngest out of all of them. He was like 17, and he was like a musician. He already like won an award for a competition in East Asian company. He already published. He already published albums. He was recording in the studio in that time. Like really, like already like. Making a career, right? So there's a point where it's a huge mansion, it's a huge like location, and they're at the pool, and they ask, "Hey, can you play something for us right now?" Because he brought his guitar and ukulele, and then he's like, "Yeah, sure." And then he brings it out. He plays something. They clap and they look the other way. And he's like, "Oh, it feels like I'm working right now." at home.
That's
Yeah.
Literally dance monkey dance.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, dude, it's that, and then it's worse when the token dark skinned man comes. Like they're
Oh yeah, Instagram.
Oh, yeah. So there's a rapper goes on there. He's from Japan.
Yeah.
His mother, like, one of his parents Nigerian.
Okay.
So
he's half Japanese.
he's half Japanese. Yeah. So he goes there, and he explains that he's a rapper. And he asks, "Oh, what, do you have any of your stuff?" It's like, "Yeah, actually, I have this new single I just dropped on Instagram." And it's him in Shibuya, going around, and in the song, he's saying it's all in Japanese, but he's saying Instagram. Let me put it on Instagram. Instagram. Let me post it on Instagram.
Cool.
And it's exact.
It's a selfie.
Yeah, take a selfie with Instagram. And it's exactly what you think it sounds like. And
hey man, you're just not ready for the next level.
Yeah. all the Japanese friends are losing their mind at this. Yo, that's the coolest fucking thing.
Yes.
Holy shit! And then
It's like the only thing I've seen from Aloha State.
yeah,
Only thing I've seen.
there's that, and the guy who wants a love worth dying for.
Yeah.
So there's a Japanese American from Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Works as a waiter at a restaurant, and he moves to Honolulu. And he's an aspiring actor, and he explains that he came to Terrace House because he wants a love worth dying for.
Jesus.
Yes, and he practiced katas with his sword a wooden sword that he carries around with him.
What?
Yes. So there's a scene where he's like third day there, and on that night people ask, "Hey, what's that? Is that a sword you have back there?" "Oh yeah, I practice my katas with this."
You keep saying gun katas.
I know. You know why? Because I like that movie too much with Tom Cruise. But imagine if he did like throw around the guns. No. So he starts doing them in the living room as everyone's eating. So you have the table on his right, and then in the middle of the living room, he's doing the like the lunges. Yeah.
Jesus.
And he even does them before, like early in like 5 a.m. when the living room and kitchen's empty. He just does them. But like just like that. And that's
the protagonist.
Protagonist. And he wants a love worth dying for, Ian.
What's his hair look like?
Exactly the way you think the protagonist would have his hair.
Anime protagonist looks like. Yeah, it's amazing. I want one of those shirts. I want one of those love worth dying, because they made shirts that
Jesus.
just say love worth dying for. And I want that. I want it.
Yeah.
On a shirt.
No, they are shirts.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I want it.
Yeah. And then you have usual stuff. There's some petty stuff. Like every argument always
Has
ends up
anything
being,
been as great as the omelet incident?
no. There has
The
been
omelet
stuff.
incident.
There's some stuff that's in there that's crazier, but it isn't as funny.
Yeah.
It's more just sad.
I need to write that when they write on an omelet.
Like, should I just should I spoil what the first season twist was?
Yeah.
So the twist in the first season was that
They were all on a boat.
ooh, that'd be good. That'd be really good. But no, it's really sad.
Yeah.
So you had a guy who was a restaurant, who was a chef, and you had him dating a girl in there who was like one of the youngest. She was like 18. He was like 25. And then she was an aspiring model, and even aspired to be part of an idol group, if I recall.
Okay.
And they were dating behind actually behind cameras, and they even asked all the people in the house not to mention their relationship, and they actually rented out hotels to stay in, like during the whole season. That's why you barely see them. It isn't until the last 2 episodes where you find out that they've been having a relationship, like not only behind cameras but behind her manager and his manager, and make sure everyone keeps their mouth shut.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's like the big twist. The climax of it all is that he asked her, if you come to my restaurant, and if you choose to come to my restaurant on Christmas Eve, then it would show that you want to be with me. But if you don't want to be with me, then it's okay if you don't want to come to the restaurant. Now, can you both guess what she does?
I think I know, but you go ahead.
She blows up the restaurant. It's the only logical conclusion. You have to wipe away all the innocent.
Yeah.
The witnesses.
Yeah.
So she can keep her modeling career.
Oh yeah. So, well, close enough.
Okay.
She
Oh
does-
yeah.
She doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
What a fucking job.
Yeah. That's, I just wanted it a certain way.
Yeah. One reason I bring it up because they frame it like he's the victim. Like they frame it all like he's like it's sad.
No, that's a mutual agreement, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a sad thing. They played like the sad piano and like the
She didn't,
fan.
drop
It sucks,
everything.
but that's a mutual. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Got other stuff going on.
Okay, okay. Speaking of which, the music choice. Holy shit. Okay, the music choice.
It's bonkers sometimes,
It's so.
isn't it?
I'm trying to give a shit, and they're trying to make it like an action movie sometimes, where it's like, did you wash the dishes? Oh, I didn't wash the dishes. Like some crazy ass. music.
Do you have that thing that I always have, where like, man, because I have a thing, my work's never good enough for anything, and then I'll watch something. And I'll go, that was paid for? Someone got paid for that? I won't, like...
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's what I feel like you would feel like with some of those audio cues.
Like, it's so like, they're trying really hard for you to care.
Yeah.
They clearly want... the show really wants you to feel a certain way with the scene, but they just ham it so hard you can't take it seriously.
Right.
Where it's like someone's having a heartfelt moment, and then, like, you hear this, like... super cheesy R&B, like blasting over their sound. I had to read
Yeah,
that.
sometimes it gets like too much. Like you can't fucking hear who's talking.
Yeah, it's like, hey, do you want to get some coffee tomorrow? And then the song here is like, ooh, I'm gonna sleep with you tonight. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Like playing Jodeci.
Yeah. Oh, I wish it'd be better.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, that's my experience so far with that. I do know Guy Seehee shows up in the later seasons.
Yeah, that when you told me that, that's fucking weird. That's,
Yeah. The voice from Silent Hill 2, the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like they modeled him after Guy Seehee.
Same that.
Yeah.
It's the same.
It's just him.
That's that character.
Yeah, it's just him.
They even act the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I explained on stream where it's because his daughter was on the show.
Right.
Alexandra CE. So he
You know-
shows up.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I would say he shows up at a restaurant and says hi,
Uh-huh.
but they don't know who he is.
Yeah.
The people commentating know who he is.
Yeah.
So it's a weird thing where like in the actual event, people are like, oh, cool, nice to meet you. I heard, oh, you're a voice actor. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the commentators go, whoa, oh, that's Silent Hill. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you kind of have that parallel. It's a bit jarring, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's weird, because here's where I go. The daughter being on Tara's house.
Mhm.
The daughter's the reason Super Best Friends got Guy Seehee on the podcast
Yeah.
early on, because she loved listening to them, and they were huge. Well, Pat at least was a huge fan of Silent Hill 2.
Mhm.
But now, then Matt becomes a huge fan of Tara's house.
True.
Now the best friends are only 1 degree of separation from being on Tara's house.
There you go.
Or Matt is, or Pat, or Wooly.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just my dumb fan.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That makes sense.
1 degree
But
separation.
is it the truth? No.
What's the truth?
It's a
It's so weird.
But yeah, that's my experience so far with
My
Tara's
thing
house.
would always be, would I recognize Guy Seehee if I saw him out in the world?
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, he looks exactly as he does in Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, he looks very normal. He
Yeah.
looks like a normal,
Yeah.
like, just person you would every day see on walking by.
Yeah. Which is perfect for the game.
Yeah, it's perfect for the game, but it's like, I'm always like, man, would I ever, maybe, did I miss my chance to meet Guy Seehee?
Oh yeah.
What if we were in the same buffet?
Yeah.
I just didn't turn
I just
around.
didn't see him. I didn't do it.
I don't want to interrupt him about that.
Yeah.
That'd be really
The fuck.
inconvenient.
Yeah, anything else?
Yeah, that's my experience. Yeah, I mean, there's that. Yeah, played League Blaze. story mode. I mean, the fact that it has a story mode.
Yeah, it's weird.
Going from 15 or 14 on the PC to what it is now, it's pretty cool. You kind of, at least it kind of explains how things are connected. But Chris is right. Like, there's not much to say other than it's fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
The music is pretty awesome.
Fucking stellar.
Yeah, we have Hideki Naganuma throwing down a track on there, which is cool. From Jet Set Radio and Sonic and Sega. Game wise, I think that's it for me. At least game wise, it's just been a lot of reading and stuff I talked about before. I mean, I just gone through the Monogatari series, so I mean, going through Kizimono, which is the books that are based off the movies.
Yeah.
So those are really good to go through. It's very different from the movie. Like it's crazy how like the craziest scenes in the movie, when you read them on paper, it's nothing. Like it's pretty normal. Like nothing dynamic going on.
It's like Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah.
Like Lion Witch Wardrobe. Director I talked about it where he went, man, as a kid when I read those stories, I remember the big battle being like a big clash of different mythical creatures and all that. And then he reread the book, and it's literally the only line of the battle is, it was so horrific that it's indescribable to talk about, and in fact irresponsible.
I like that in a writer though.
It's irresponsible.
And he goes, what? And then that's why in the movie that scene's like big, bombastic, and like long.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It's like the joke of what was it? It was like a horse derby where an accident happens. Oh my heavens! Oh, the children!
Yeah.
The children running into the field! I feel it would be wrong to describe the carnage and horror, though I do possess the descriptive powers to do so. Yes.
It's tough. It's hard doing action.
It's tough. I will say I do think the series does have a lot of stuff on mythology and some things to say. That I think you and Chris will really like, because I mean it kind of like carried on the Sandman thing of like mythology only has value on the people who believe it.
Yeah.
Like you say the name of this mythological creature, like it exists. Like that kind of thing. But it takes it in a more literal sense, obviously.
Sure.
That's why God and Lucifer and Sandman are one, like, the youngest, if not one of the youngest people, part of all the endless or the mythical creatures.
Yeah.
But they are the most powerful because they have the most, like, followers.
Yeah, and I guess in this series it would be more like, because it's interesting because like the most powerful in it is not Japanese mythology. You know, it's in Japan. It's vampires.
Okay.
So the first the
vampires are everywhere, man.
Blade. Wesley Snipes has taught us.
Heard of him?
Yeah. Some of them always try to ice skate uphill.
Yeah.
A duck gave us that.
Those vampires in Alaska that show up only on that day where it's dark for 24 hours.
Yeah, I remember that.
30 Days of Night or
30 Days of Night.
Neil Ellis?
Do you remember the sequel to that? 30 Days of Night?
30 Days of Night 2? 30 Days of Night later.
The comic, which is the actual sequel to 30 Days of Night, the movie was they go to Texas and they go to a stripper club and they're also clowns, vampires, clowns, stripper, vampires. Dumb as shit.
So that's the real story.
Yeah. I met that guy, Niles, Steve Niles.
Steve Niles.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. He's there.
Okay, cool.
I always what else I watched? So I watched other things. No, I'm just kidding. We watched Cannon Busters, so.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow, I was just talking about it yesterday, like 2 days.
The show's sick.
Yo, it's good.
I'll get to it.
It's really good.
Oh, do you watch it?
I haven't. I started a little bit, but I didn't.
Have you? Okay. Have you gotten to the opening?
Yes.
Yo, that
That
fucking
opening.
song, dude.
It slaps.
That fucking song.
It slaps.
I cannot wait for the soundtrack. I hope there's a longer version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's my only complaint with that song.
You need
Is
more
it's
of it.
too short.
Yeah.
And if that is what it is what it is. Then I'll just listen to it on loop because I think that song is fucking awesome.
Yeah. No, it's really good.
It's good.
I was really surprised, how much.
It feels like because this is what I was saying. It feels like I'm up late watching a Toonami. Like,
Okay.
thing,
They're really going for that.
and it feels like that. It feels like that, and it's great. It's almost nostalgic in that sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Very Watanabe inspired.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Great characters. They're fun.
Yeah.
Great dialogue.
The pacing took a bit of adjustment, at least like. In the
yeah,
first
it's
episode.
it's a little weird, but overall it works. Like,
Yeah, it's a bit nitpicky, but
yeah.
that's really it. Like
Yeah.
critique wise.
My only complaint is how much of Naruto's in it.
Yeah.
Cause
You can tell his taste.
I sure can.
Yeah. Sometimes you wish someone's taste was more aligned with yours.
Right.
That's right.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love the lengths they go to that the main character dies every episode.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, that.
Some of them are horrific.
No, they're really crazy. No, I would say like I thought it was. I mean, it's Watanabe inspired. Like I also think like narratively wise because you have an overarching story, but then like every episode a new character.
Yeah.
You saw the development. No, by the last 2 episodes, it was freaking insane.
Yeah.
Because you had a lot of people. You had a lot of people from Gynex, like former Gynex, working on it as well.
Screams that, dude.
Especially the transformations.
Yeah. Especially transformation.
Yeah.
Isn't the next fucking cool? The car's amazing.
Oh yeah.
God. It's a fucking Lambo, basically.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's what I can say. Yeah. Without spoiling it, like
Yeah.
it's a great time.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was saying because we started this talking about Junji Ito. Like I finished watching his live because he was actually he had his own art exhibit.
Okay.
And in Toronto, they're doing like a meet and greet and doing like a live drawing. So I guess I kind of want to ask like because he talked about his process for writing horror. I was gonna ask like, do you find that writing horror also kind of like how to write a comedy, like writing?
Oh, I'm of that opinion.
I do think that.
It's
Yeah.
I was trying to explain once to a professor, and I think it clicked with her because the easiest example, and it's campy, but the easiest example I find is R.L. Stein. If you read any Goosebumps, those books are setup, punchline, and literally some of them are so ridiculous that it might as well be like punchline, like a joke. But that's what essentially that's the very basic foundation for it. I find, at least structurally, is that setup, punchline being the scare. Easiest way is a jump scare. What's the setup to the jump scare? And then the true craft, like with any joke, is how do you mess with that formula? What do you take out? What do you put in? How to get in there? And then you create all different dynamics and try to find like what's the scariest.
I think that what kind of lends itself to see that comedy horror has kind of like blown up.
Yeah.
Since our lifetime.
Yeah.
In particular, that is the idea of because they both work so well, you can have a film or show or book that narratively manipulates you by having you not know what kind of response you're going to be given.
Yeah.
That is like, well, it's building to something that could either be funny or really upset me.
Yeah.
But I think also like humor and horror are both two of the genres that go for. I don't mean this insultingly, but like the non-intellectual response.
All right.
In that both of them are not. You don't hear someone tell a joke and intellectualize.
Yeah.
Well, this is funny because this.
Yeah. We were just talking about like.
Yeah, it is
You
an
do
automatic.
that if you're thinking about comedy all the time, but
Yeah.
you do it in your head and you don't talk about it because you know it's the least funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But I think that when people find something funny, they just it's a animal response.
Yeah.
It's automatic. The same with being scared.
It's primal, like,
Yeah.
and that's what any good horror will go to.
Mhm.
Whether it's the existential primal side of you, or like the visceral, or the repulse, like. There's definitely a primal thing too. It has to like a comedy elicits a response that you just can't help yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's it's automatic almost.
Yeah. Well, I was just surprised, given all the interviews with him and like all people praising his work, like no one really brought that up. They're kind of just reacting to like his artwork and kind of like how much it affected them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm surprised like no one brings up the fact that, you know, like writing, like trying to be funny is kind of like the same process of trying to be scary or trying to scare someone, like trying to make them laugh.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like when, like the process to try to compliment someone or try to insult somebody. It's like the same process.
Yeah.
Because like you try to think about like what you know about the person, and it's only appearance. Like you only work on appearance. Like
Yeah.
but if you know them deeper, you can say something like much deeper, like something that affects them more.
It's more
on a personal. Yeah.
Well, and I think also like both comedy and horror really dig in on like cultural specificities. You can make something that's funny or scary on a human level, that's general. Those do exist.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of times both genres tend to kind of key into very specific things with whether it's a Western audience, an American, British, Japanese, whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Every culture has their own way of doing horror.
exactly. And
Right.
every culture has their own way of doing comedy
Yeah.
in the exact same way.
Definitely.
And they're both very reflective of the very specific stew that is that culture.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially like it's the easiest ones to look at too when you're trying to get a beat on what was going on at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to, or at least it's one of the most accurate ways because that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Why we're like the age of zombie films, age of monster movies, like ghosts, paranormal stuff, to just human slasher, like, all that stuff, all that jazz. And it's funny you bring up Junji Ito because I think the structure there for a joke, for a comedy is in his books. He often, in fact, it's like one of his signature things is in the mangas he'll do, the panels will get smaller and more focused on like details before you turn and it's a full page splash and it's a beautiful, horrific drawing that's highly detailed and like do that. That's essentially setup, punch.
Yeah.
Like in its basic form.
Did you read the short story Next Door Window, I think is what it's called?
No.
Which one's that?
It's one by Ito.
Oh, okay.
It's essentially like family moves into a new home, but when the young man has his own bedroom on the second floor, it's all to him. But his window is just across the alleyway from the neighbor's house, and he hears like an old woman talk to him.
Oh yes.
Oh, I have read this actually.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, I think I have it.
And that last frame at the end is jarring in just how it's illogical.
Yeah.
It makes no sense actually, and yet there's a nightmare logic to it that's like, yeah, that is what would happen.
Oh yeah.
And I think that a lot of his work does function on that level of the. You remember the one about the dolls that he did?
Yeah.
That one doesn't totally, like, if you thought about it, like, so who was the one that was the doll that turned him into dolls, or why didn't it turn the other girl into dolls before she died? Did she die and then? It doesn't matter. It's spooky.
Yeah, and I think that's. I was saying, I think that's why a lot of it didn't really. I wasn't really scared. I was just more impressed by it all. I guess that had to do with more with me not. I guess it's what he was trying to. I guess what he was trying to make scary wasn't like aligned with what I find scary. Or like, it's like comedy, right? Like you find a joke that you don't think is funny, but they think is funny.
Yeah.
Because like, I was gonna say it's also like comedy and horror is like harder than drama because like there's no guarantee they'll laugh.
It's so subjective.
Yeah.
So subjective.
Absolutely.
And you can't teach comedy.
You do it, or you don't do it.
Yeah. How do you feel about comedy classes?
It makes as much sense to me as like creative writing classes.
Or self-helping. I mean, if you can do it yourself, why do you need help?
Right?
Yeah.
And like, so I think creative writing classes can work. It heavily depends on who's mediating it.
Yeah, that's true.
And what it should be an exercise, stuff you already have going on and maybe opening up new perspectives. But if you don't have it, man. And I know that's always like a shitty thing to say, but like I feel like comedy is one of those things, man. it's tough.
You can't teach it.
You can't be mad that you can't do
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some things, yeah, you just gotta accept with that.
Maybe.
I think there's definitely ways to make your comedy better. And
Yeah.
and it's like a muscle. You have to keep flexing it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And there's gonna be a lot of times where you're just not funny.
Yeah.
But it's part of the gig.
I think also like with to the exact
Yeah.
kind of thing you said, like, but nobody ever puts it in terms of physicality often.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be like someone who's a runner, like you don't quit because you're not Usain Bolt. Like
Yeah.
some people are just going to be better than you or
Yeah.
have a natural leg up. But you don't say like, well, I'm clearly bad at it because I'm not literally the best at it in the world.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
I think there has to be a base level,
Yeah.
but I think most people can get better.
Yeah.
I agree.
Alright. Cool. Anything else we watched here?
You know watch?
We actually talked about writing.
Yeah, hey, how about
Look
that?
at that.
Yeah.
I'll go quickly through some stuff I watched. I watched 2 documentaries that were both bummers. So
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I watched the Amazing Jonathan documentary. Which no. So Amazing Jonathan, he's this comedian.
Is he the magician comedian?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about him the other day. What, like,
He's bad. He's real sick.
fuck,
Really?
dude, that sucks.
So the
He
documentary.
did a Comedy Central, like, 30-minute stand-up thing.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
You should watch his. He did an hour-and-a-half special
Did he?
in Vegas with
Really?
his sister,
Okay.
and it's great. It's a great act.
Okay. I was just thinking about him the other day, too.
He's so funny, man. But yeah, I guess he's got like this sort of heart disease,
Okay.
and the doctor told him you've got 11 months,
Yeah.
maybe 13 to live, because your heart is supposed to have all 4 valves pumping, and you have 1,
Oh, yeah.
and we just can't. Like we can give you drugs, but we can't make your heart do what it needs to do.
Yeah.
And we can't give you an entire new thing. So he's been alive now 4.5 years.
Wow.
And so they do this documentary. And I'm gonna be honest, the documentary doesn't come out on a real great note.
Oh, yeah?
But he doesn't die.
Yeah.
It's just it got weirder and weirder.
Okay.
But I guess I'd boil it down to it's a documentary that really shows you the downside to living longer than the doctors said you should. Which is basically like him and his wife are like, well, literally every day it's like I know I'm on borrowed time. I should have been dead 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't. And he's like, I've got money, so I don't need to worry about work. But I just kind of live my days doing nothing because I can't make long-term commitments.
Exactly.
And then it gets extra weird because so he starts interviewing comedians. Some folks we know. I think Sarah Silverman's in it.
Yeah, I knew they knew each other.
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman knows everybody.
Sarah Silverman.
It's because she's a joy. And
She's a treasure.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, he's talking to one of the older comedians, and the older comedian basically just kind of, in a very subtle way, is just like, yeah, he has sure lived a long time. And he's like, yeah, I mean, it's great, right? He's like, yeah, it's really amazing. It's almost unbelievable. It's like, are you implying
that he's a ghost?
that he's And so I'd say the 2 big things that I took away from the documentary is so he starts to get the inference that and one other comedian at some point says like, oh, well, I mean, he's a comic at heart. He, practical jokes, really elaborate ones are a thing for him. Like,
so everyone thinks he's being
everybody. It's not maybe not everyone, but everyone's like, I mean, maybe he's just fucking fake.
Like if he comes out and goes, ha!
Yeah.
Like,
and then it keeps getting, and then like at a certain point, I don't know, it gets to a really weird point where one other comedian they're talking to says something like, well, I know that he looked up. I know for a fact that Jonathan has looked up the legality of if he could be sued for coming back after being assumed dead.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And then they're like, if it was someone who looked like him, though, wasn't him, in quotes, that was illegal. But then it's super stressful. Also, he makes a man smoke crack.
Wow.
It's really,
That's weird.
it's rough. He's like, so Jonathan is like, I'm in chronic pain, I mediate with, some prescriptions and some non-prescriptions.
Yeah.
So, like, what? And he's like, I don't think someone's gonna arrest me. I'm gonna die, right? That was, it's dumb. So I watched that documentary. And
is he bullying?
They really don't ever.
What's his name? Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
When he comes back, it's gonna be so funny, guys.
So funny.
It's gonna be so funny.
And he's gonna be like 80 if he comes back.
Just the idea that Andy Kaufman went into hiding so that on his deathbed he could run out and say, there's another one that I won't lie, it's like super heavy, and then we'll just move into the fun thing.
Yeah.
But it's a documentary called Tickled, and I really wanted to watch it for a really long time. And it's about, so the documentary starts out with this Kiwi who's a reporter who uncovers, it's talking fruit. It's he uncovers this story about competitive endurance tickling as a sport.
What?
And he's like, that's weird.
That is weird.
And so he does a story about it as just like
Does
this.
it take place in New Zealand or like?
No, this was shot in L.A. This thing takes place in L.A. But he's from New
I
Zealand.
mean, I believe that so.
And he's like, but honestly, his initial interest in it was just, oh, here's a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's the internet. It's a weird thing.
It's weird.
And then it immediately becomes, as I can tell from your face, you realize, not cool, real fast.
Yeah.
Because it's almost all adolescent to 24-year-old men.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And okay, so I'll let you off by letting you know that technically no crimes were committed in this.
Sure.
But
not this.
But morally things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tickle. What?
It's
So
tickling.
so they pay boys 16 to 24.
They're not competing against each other.
They're competing against each other.
No, but
what?
I mean, they're not
But
trying to tickle each
team
other.
on one.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What?
So it's one of them at a time is like tied to a mattress or handcuffed to a chair.
Hey man.
Okay.
I got it. I got a picture.
So but then the documentary gets really dark because the woman who runs this company, it gets even darker.
It's a company.
It's a company that runs out of all the major cities in North America, South America, Europe, and Australia.
Time to back out.
Yeah.
That's too deep.
And
was journalists like that too? Like, ooh, time to back down.
And so what's crazy is he tracks it down to a single kingpin type figure. It's very alarming. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
And it's a guy who, in the late 90s, lost his job as a middle school teacher, principal.
Yeah.
And then he went into law because his dad runs one of the largest firms in New York. And it turns out he's not a woman. He just uses a woman's name on his checks and credit cards. It's real dark, guy. It's
How
real
come?
grim.
When was this?
How come 90%, or I feel like it's 90% of pedophiles have a rich
Parent? I
have
think
a rich fallback.
they're the ones who can get away with it, bruh.
It's okay. That's probably
That's too real.
That's probably. That's
But
the
also,
real answer.
let's say the answer is having money makes you a pedophile.
Yeah.
Is it an issue of class?
It is. Look, guys.
Is it class?
It feels like it sometimes. Like I feel like I'm not crazy.
I'm not saying it as a fact. I'm just saying most rich people seem like a pedophile. I'm just. That's the thing I noticed.
Well, no, they don't get caught.
They don't.
They either get caught or they get plea bargain.
Or
they get deported.
Yeah. or they just retire for some reason.
Retire,
Everyone's
yeah.
fine with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
I fucking hate this world, dude. Like,
dude, it's
When was this?
when was the
Documentary.
movie?
Documentary, yeah.
The documentary was made in 2016.
Okay.
So what happened to the guy?
He ended up making a sequel that I just kind of
Oh,
read
yeah.
on because I couldn't find the sequel doc.
Okay.
The guy died. The guy died at 66 from like a huge major heart failure.
Wait, the Kingpin guy or
The Kingpin
the
guy.
documentary
He died.
Kingpin guy. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
No,
in
go
the
ahead.
first
It's crazy.
film, he gets approached by two suits,
Yeah.
That's how.
almost like immediately.
Yeah.
And is like, you need to stop looking into
Yeah.
this. She's a very wealthy woman, and she's gonna put a stop to this,
Yeah.
etc., etc. She's got pockets that don't end. Is a phrase
Yeah,
used
man.
for
There it is.
it. And so he gets threatened with litigation. He gets threatened with litigation from 5 different firms.
Okay.
And on top of that, the lawyer, at least one of the lawyers,
Yeah.
every day is sending him really mean shit. Just
Yeah.
mean shit. Also a part of the story, I completely forgot this.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, this is, again,
Yeah.
so the gentleman who's doing the reporting happens to be a gay gentleman.
Okay.
It then becomes a reoccurring plot point that the, in quotes, woman who runs this organization really has a problem with gay people and thinks that they're terrible and disgusting and shouldn't be anything. And then the lawyer starts using this weird homophobic language.
Yeah.
And there comes a point later in the movie, not to spoil, he ends up he's like, well, we went to New York and we found the office and we thought we'd confront them and be like, this is a weird way for a legal professional to conduct themselves. And it's so fucking terrifying. The guys, they're both talking to this lawyer in a law office. He's going through printed out emails, and he's like, well, I sent the first one. But the rest of these, my office wouldn't have sent. They could revoke my law license for this. And he's like, well, we looked into it, and it turns out most of the other ones were sent from a different IP address that's using your your name.
Okay. So it's the Kingpin guy.
It's the Kingpin guy who threatens him every fucking day for the entire shoot of that movie.
Wow.
Anyway.
Well,
What's the name of this movie? What's the name of this doc?
Tickled.
Oh my god.
It's yeah. And so, wow, dude, and
that's fucking wild.
I mean, it's so
Insane.
crazy. It's bananas.
Yeah.
And and that doesn't even touch upon how fucked up the kids' lives ends up.
Oh
being.
yeah.
That's not even touching that.
So they go into detail with their lives, or
they meet with the ones who would talk to them because a lot of them are too
Yeah.
scared to talk. Which
because they'll get killed.
They'll get fucked up. And so one guy is just like, I wanted to back out. I got he had made a few $1,000s as a teenager, 16 to 18, and he was like, well, I want to kind of move on with my life and do something else. And he's basically been blackballed because the woman who runs the company, again, whatever that fucking creep is, he was so mad that this kid tried to back out and be done with him, he would email any job prospects videos of what he was recorded doing, getting tickled. Yeah. And say, basically, this young man is a sexual deviant, you can't have him in a school, you can't have him teach gym, so on and so forth. And he got blackballed from a lot of it. And that's just one person, man. Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. Really worth it. That nasty turd did die. I mean, but is there any retribution? There's no real. There's no one who ever gets. Yeah. Sadly.
So that's it.
I mean, I think that the company more or less dissolved because he was he had the kind of money to make a multinational corporation just to fuel his weird creepy thing.
So now that it was exposed, what happened to everything else?
Well,
is that spoiler?
I don't think it's a spoiler, but
Or it's like outside research. Yeah.
that's going to be a little outside. I just know, what I know is that 5 of the lawsuits that they got in the first movie ended up being dropped by the courts, that they wouldn't touch it. The only one that did was they had to fly to America because they wanted to take him to federal court.
Yeah.
Oh, good luck with that.
And a federal judge had to make a ruling that was it was eventually in their favor. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was good, but still.
Yeah.
Dang.
So-
Because you take it to a federal, that's gonna take a long. That could take a long ass time.
It's federal, and it's a lawsuit against a non-American citizen. So you have
Yeah.
to bring them
With a
into
ton
the
of
country.
money.
With a ton of money. Right. So, yeah, man, that documentary. Whoa.
That's insane.
Okay.
Yeah. Isn't that wild,
That is
man?
wild. That's,
There just kept being another thing.
yeah.
But yeah, man.
Oh, that's right, Steven Universe. So,
Hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about a fun cartoon now.
Oh, yeah, are we done now? Or are we
are we all
like...
done?
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that's
good.
long.
No,
We
I'm
good?
good.
We good?
Are we
Okay. Like we said before, the rest of this podcast from here on out is going to be spoilers for all of Steven Universe. That includes the TV show and the movie. And maybe we even talk about the shorts.
Alright.
The shorts are nice little comedy. So if you are not caught up, or you care about the spoilers, back out now, because we're going to fucking go for it.
Let it rip.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Steven's his own mom.
Yeah.
He sure is.
Is.
And you know who
And
his mom
Steven
is?
and Craig's fusion is the coolest fusion.
Okay.
It made me think about JoJo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. I was like, Obsidian's the coolest fusion. Because it's perfect.
It's
That's
pretty.
perfect
It is
design.
pretty great. Yeah.
But Steven and Craig now,
Oh,
It's pretty
he
phenomenal.
can fly and play guitar.
Look at that pompadour.
Yeah,
Look at him
dude,
rocking
like-
that
he's
shit.
got Goro.
Pompadour.
He's got Goro abs.
fucking hair that's longer than he is tall.
Yeah.
That design's amazing. His voice is amazing. The
Mm.
song's amazing when it happens.
Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah.
What's your new favorite song from the movie?
From the movie,
Yeah.
I really like that one.
Okay.
I probably don't have them memorized at this point.
Okay.
I like. I don't think this is what it's called, but I like "Swell to Meet You." But I think I only like it because it's meant to be catchy and like it stays stuck in your head.
That kind of ragtimey song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garnett's second rap song is pretty great.
Truth.
I
Chance.
like Spinelli's. I'm basically naming all the songs. I like Spinelli's story.
Her backstory
Like-
song.
yeah, I
is
like
one
that.
Of my, that's my.
That's up there.
That's strong.
Although I really do like "It's Nice to Meet You" with 3 Diamonds.
Yeah.
I really did like that song. That's because I'm just glad they're getting more play.
Okay. I really like Spinell. I really liked her art.
Yeah,
me too.
She's a character you shouldn't like.
I should not like.
In fact, they design her and make her
To be
so
unlikable.
to be the most unlikable thing.
Yeah. And it's clear that they got Afumi from Trigger to do her motion. Because I saw her move and I was like, that's a Gynex
Yeah.
stretch and pull right there.
Yeah.
And especially, I mean, obviously people took it away when she brought her scythe out and the lightning dynamic. Like that's clearly Trigger Gynex. I was gonna say my favorite lines though all came from White Diamond. Holy shit, she freaking nailed that backhanded
Oh my god,
looking
dude!
down
I
on
know.
others
I
attitude.
know.
That's so hard to do,
Yeah.
and she freaking killed it.
Yeah.
Like that was awesome.
Lester, I'm sorry. Equal life form. Like, oh man, she's perfect. whoever's doing, like, I have to learn everyone's names and everything.
All the
because-
diamonds are like classically trained singers.
Oh,
They're
classic.
like-
Oh, clearly.
You look like obvious, like, no doubt. I have no doubt in my
well,
mind.
Patty LaPone's
Yeah.
yellow.
Yeah.
And then
It's Patty fucking LaPone. They got for
I know, that's
that cartoon.
I gotta learn that. That was ridiculous.
and then Blue's an Irish singer who's very
Yes,
good.
yes. You hear her accent come through, like, a lot of times.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful sounding. Who they get for White Diamond? Because it's a very
She's
specific
older. She's an
50s
older-
style,
yeah.
like, which is what that whole character is.
Yes.
Um,
I do notice that like both Spinel and White Diamond seem like they're very much designed differently than all the other characters.
Oh yeah, they have to be.
They're like almost different art styles.
Yeah,
altogether.
which is what Steven Universe does great.
Yeah.
It's why Lapis was like my favorite gem for a while, because when she's introduced, she looks like she's from a different show.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just looked it up. It's Christine Ebersole. She did like Broadway for like New York for a while.
Oh wow.
She's one of the Broadway singers. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So
wow.
it is like a Broadway.
She's
So it is.
Yeah.
So whoever's doing the casting is nailing it. Like
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
fucking Patty LuPone.
Fucking Patty LuPone.
And she plays that role great. Like it's not only the
She's
singing's
perfect.
great,
Yeah.
but the deliveries of her lines, even the shaky voice, like that's class A acting, dude. That's like,
Yeah.
oh my god. And they get they get class A actors all around.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about like they're all well known or renowned. Like everyone does their role amazingly.
Yes.
Well, let's just do some of the fun stuff real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite diamond?
Oh.
'Cause that's tough.
It's tough.
Because they're all so different,
They're all very different.
but they're all the same.
I'm very tempted to say blue or pink. One
Okay.
of those two.
Okay.
I'm on that side of it.
Yeah?
Mhm.
No. I want to say blue because I love her introduction most
Korea.
of all.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Because she looks like a goddamn Bloodborne character
Right?
out of it. There's almost it's one of the few things Bloodborne does, or it's one of the things Bloodborne does that you hardly see in a video game, where it's horrifying, but at the same time incredibly somber.
Yeah.
In fact, she reminds me a lot of Vicar Amelia.
Yeah.
Specifically,
Mm-hmm.
and it's that it's a big imposing force who's deeply sad,
Yeah.
like
Mm.
profoundly sad.
Yeah.
And it's like, because it's supposed to be disarming, but it's still the most.
John.
It's unsettling. Yeah.
Mm.
It's weird because you're putting a human face to this seemingly unstoppable force
Yeah.
you've been hearing about.
Yeah.
Although Yellow Diamond's intro is pretty great because it's just a quick, like you're not even sure what's happening,
Yes.
and it's only like 10 seconds long.
There's not a real explanation,
Yeah.
and yet suddenly.
And then someone says Yellow Diamond, and you're like, the fuck, that's one of them? Like,
Yeah.
I was saying the voice actor for White Diamond. She's the mom from Mac and Me.
oh my god!
She's the mom from Mac and Me.
That's amazing!
Janet Cruz.
Wow! Wow!
She was also in SNL.
So she's got it under her belt.
From Amadeus,
Oh
1984.
shit! She was in Amadeus.
Wow.
Katrina Cavallari. Dollmaker, Tootsie, The Kavanaughs, Ghost Dad, Murphy Brown.
Oh,
Wow, this is like wildly ranging.
Yeah, it's insane.
But
like,
she is an actor.
She's
like,
a real actor.
Yeah.
In the meaning of it. Oh my god. What
She's a
about
working actor, man. That's like, those are my favorite actors. Like,
you? They're just putting it in the work.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
keep doing it. Keep doing it. That's what it.
So I was gonna go off on Spinell's introduction.
Yes.
Because I think seeing her stretch and pull like that and clearly being triggered, it's a Japanese animator like showing what they love about American cartoons.
The rubber
You-
hose,
you
Max
know,
Fleischer.
Yeah. And even though it's a show that's inspired by Japanese,
Yeah.
that were inspired
Oh,
by
that is neat, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you put it in that way, because they're doing anime references all throughout the show.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of DBZ and
Fucking the movie has the Okuda bike thing
Oh yeah.
yeah.
with the lion.
Yeah, you get Captain Harlock with Lars.
Yeah.
At one
It's
point,
crazy.
straight up.
That one blew my mind.
And then
There's so much to go into. Okay, so let's
Yeah,
start. Oh man, I don't even know. There's so
So
they do
just-
so much with everybody.
well, we'll just go over the main gens and then
Okay.
see what kind of picks up.
Because
from
there's
there.
definitely side characters I do want to talk about.
Okay.
Because I'm still like Onion's like one of my favorite cartoon characters ever invented now.
When he makes someone watch.
Dude, that's like my favorite. Okay, that's legit one of my favorite scenes in any cartoon.
It's
Because it's so out of nowhere.
It's- I'm not ready for
Yeah.
that to happen.
Because it's so you go to his sanctuary. It's supposed to be this hidden, or like as Sour Cream points out, his office.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be like hidden, or he only doesn't show he only shows to people who are really close to him.
Really special.
And Steven's dad, and that's that beautiful moment. In fact, he views Steven as so close that he shows him his birth. Like, it's horrifying. But it's like, I know, but you can see what Onion's going for in that this is all of me, man.
That's a lot.
It's like, but that's a lot.
Yeah.
Fucking love Onion, dude. I love the sounds he makes, the crazy. He gets that episode where it's like Earthbound characters.
Oh
That are
yeah.
with them, and he chooses to do the right thing by not killing the bug.
Yeah.
Like, and that kind of goes into the bigger themes of the show, in that it's always choosing to do the right thing.
Yeah.
No matter how small it is, how seemingly insignificant it is, because it's all the small things that add up to it. But I guess we'll get to themes later. Let's go over some of the gems arc. Who's
Pearl?
Alright, Pearl's probably still one of my favorites.
A little stronger.
Because God, she's broken. She's like, and she's a tragic character who likes big women.
Sure does.
Who got
She has
that
a
rock
type.
flair. She's got a type, man.
Yeah, type.
She's got a type that she can't help from.
Yeah, but you like that design.
I do really like that
Yeah.
design.
No, they look cool. Yeah.
I really wish that they brought that character back. I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a very
It'd be-
last
it'd be
minute
cool.
thing. But I think what that does, it does show Pearl is moving on.
Yeah.
From Rose, or Pink Diamond, as you find out. But Pearl has like one of my favorite jokes in like the first season, and it's the cake. And she, for Steven's birthday, and she refuses to dress up as a clown, but to make Steven happy, she dressed up and is singing like "Happy Birthday," but is crying.
Yes.
And it's this pain, the actor's delivering it so like broken that it's fucking funny.
I hope nothing happens to this pie.
God,
Steven! Guys, there's some crazy. There's some awesome.
She has some of my favorite songs too. "Do It For Her."
Yeah.
"It's Over"
Yeah.
is phenomenal. No, I just like her, and her basically whole arc is getting over
Being able to be her own person in a real way.
her own person. Not only that, but also like getting over first true love.
Yeah.
And a true love that had accepted her.
Yeah.
Like no other Pearl had done.
I think also like a big part of like what had originally attracted her to Rose was someone who wants me to be my own person.
Who wants you to be your own person to be happy.
But the sad tragedy, the twist is instead of doing that, she just made herself about that person who encouraged them. And her trying to just now she has to actually follow through and
actually get over it. Yeah.
Be her. Be herself on her own on her own terms. Yeah.
And she definitely does by like the end of it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that episode of her getting the number of the one rock chick is so significant.
Yeah.
Because that's it. That's the official move on. Like, that's if you're looking for a moment, I think that's the one.
Yeah.
It happens in like the 5th season, but is it 4th? It's late. It's late. I know there was a point where we were just binging some of the blurs. So if I don't remember the timeline, it's like, but no, she's still. I guess because it's the whole thing of Chris likes broken characters. I'm like, I get it. It's tragic and it's sad, and I love her. Pearl's amazing. I don't know, anything else you got on Pearl?
No, I was gonna say, like, I mean, I think like since season 3, like I was so certain she was gonna straight up rip Steven's gem out from the stomach.
That was one of our theories.
So I was right that he does get it ripped out of the stomach.
Yes.
But it's not her.
It's not from.
But she almost did.
She almost did.
Yeah.
Because she had the obsession.
Yeah.
And I think because like it was always hinted for seasons, then like when they meet White Diamond, they straight up say Pearl's obsession, Gar's dependency, and
Oh no! By then you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
By then you know.
And you get a good introduction that.
I think
White
do it
Diamond.
for her. Oh, sorry. Go.
Oh, good. I was just gonna, and that's a great setup for White Diamond being the one who sees no fault in themselves and can needle in on anybody else's weak points. Essentially.
But I think I will say I think do it for her is like the moment where she like it's supposed to be the moment she herself realizes I haven't moved on. Like this is I'm still obsessed with this person. So that's
Pearl. Then you have
Amethyst, who's great.
Really, really selling. Not feeling like you're wanted.
Yeah. Super, super well.
Did you like?
Oh, sorry.
I'll say, did you like when she became the most mature at all?
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Instead of being the one that's crying like crazy.
I think she's the most mature because she's been on Earth longer. Like she's gone through all those emotions
Faster.
She's more in touch with the emotion side.
Yeah.
Because it's all she knew. Like, right. So, in my opinion, I think she's the most Earth-like and most human, quote-unquote human version of the gems.
Junji Ito references is pretty great.
Yeah.
But I think also like it is very because I absolutely agree with you, and yet I still thoroughly feel like in the familial dynamic that they have, like Steven and her always felt like brother sister.
Yeah.
They're equals in many ways.
Yeah. Well, like Pearl's like mom, if not older sister, that's like overbearing. Garnet might be the older sister that's like cool.
Yes.
But that's if we're trying to form it into
in those formats
in a
those
family
shapes.
dynamic, which really they're just what's supposed to be. They're
a family.
They're chosen family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what they are. Amethyst being the most down to earth and like doing it.
So she kind of had to find her own identity.
Yeah.
Because whatever she was supposed to be was not.
She didn't have something like a loved one, like a significant other, or someone to obsess over.
Yeah.
She only had herself. So.
Well, she did have that relationship with
Vidalia.
Oh,
that's right.
But that's a good friendship. That feels like a strong,
and that became like And then there was obviously something going on with her and Greg. Because they do that episode.
They do that episode. I feel like I agree it was really intense, but I still, looking back, feel like it was just like a friendship that got blown up by a relationship.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
So in a sense, you can use Steven as a replacement. For Greg. Yeah. Maybe that's how it starts, but that's obviously it becomes their own dynamic.
I remember watching the first season after watching the movie. Trip, dude.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's wild.
They even I know they talked about
opposite thing of DuckTales.
Yeah.
In that, they weren't getting that much money.
Nope.
Oh, yeah. Like compared to some of the shots they do, like later on the season.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say it's very clear they haven't nailed down the designs exactly.
Yeah.
The most apparent is Pearl. They always said Pearl was the hardest to nail down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pearl changed a lot.
Pearl looked like in the first season like Adventure Time. Like clearly they're trying to move away from Adventure Time. Because that's where a lot of the movement came from. It's pretty cool. Like I remember Rebecca Shirley talking about like how the gems placement in the bodies obviously reflect their personalities. That's why Lapis gems in the back, because she can see other people's vulnerability, but she can't show other people her own. So, and then because like you said, Steven's gut feeling and it's in the stomach, but it's really cool, and it's crazy to go from that to what it ended up becoming. But I guess I'm trying to say it's kind of hard for me to see it go anywhere beyond where the movie went. I feel completely satisfied.
Oh yeah.
Like this is like Metal Gear Solid 3. Sad. Like I'm good. There's no reason.
Yeah.
At least unless they decided to go on GS4. Like right now, yeah. He's an old man. Like
The movie. I don't want to say the movie was unnecessary because now that I have it, I'm so happy it exists.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's the button. It's like this is the ribbon that ties the whole package together.
Yeah.
Which is why they even do an end of musical Broadway thing.
Yeah.
At the very end, because the show's over. It's done and it's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
But yes. Oh, for sure. We can do a pause.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick pause right here. And we're back after that abrupt pause.
No worries.
So yeah, we'll try to keep it. We're gonna just go straight into things right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Because I have a thing.
With the theme, the main theme.
Sure, some themes.
Should I go? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, you go.
Oh no, sorry. If you want.
No, do it.
I'll do it. Okay. I already interrupted. No, I always thought coming to the last two seasons, it at least for me came more apparent that it was like more about self-identity. At least for Steven, the most.
Mm-hmm.
More about self-identity because he had the burden of his mom, his expectations from her passed on to him and had that pressure on him.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it was more about self-identity,
Mm-hmm.
whereas like Pink Diamond was about was like living for herself, and then Rose was like loving others. So then Steven kind of learned to like love himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I at least to me, like towards the end, especially when he pulled out Rose's corpse, and then it's just himself. It's just Pink Steven.
Mm-hmm.
She's gone.
Yeah.
Or at least for me, that's what I think it's about. Self-identity. Dude, it was freaking cool.
That's so good. Especially that rotoscope ending, like at the end is like 10 on 10.
You know who did the animation for that, right?
You said James Baxter.
James Baxter, yeah. He did that. He did Hunchback of Notre Dame. He did Fox and the Hound. He did a lot of the old.
He did
Disney.
Adventure Time too.
Adventure
A
Time,
little
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
And it's definitely that part is definitely accentuated by the episode with the VHS tape.
Yeah.
Where the things he has a sister. Like, no, we weren't sure. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. It could have been. You could have been anyone. We would have loved you either way.
Yeah.
You would have been. You would have been you.
Isn't like his parents are just some of the like good best kind of people.
Yeah.
They're like good people.
Oh yeah. Why doesn't his dad live with him? That's
Well, it was like a weird. Also, well, like they should have moved past the weird gems and humans must be separate thing that Pearl and the others had. Like, clearly.
Yeah.
But I think that's what New Gem Homeworld.
Yeah. It's gotta be. Well, that's what that's what Earth becomes like at the end.
Yes.
They're all living together and like making shit work.
Yeah.
I'm just saying his dad's still deadbeat. No.
He pays for everything.
He pays for everything. He becomes a millionaire.
He's a millionaire.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he even says he changed his name because of his brother, who's just Carl, who's voiced by Carl.
Just Carl.
It's just Carl. It's crazy that it's Carl.
I can't believe it. You got illegal aliens in here.
They didn't even change it at all.
Yeah. It's just do a voice. It's like Dan Snyder. Just do a voice.
It's crazy. It's not. And it's so weird not hearing him swear and to have an actual loving moment.
Yes.
I actually like that episode a lot.
It's a really good one.
Yeah, and it's a good way to tackle that situation.
Did you feel like I feel like that?
That's a situation a lot of people probably. A lot of people definitely face.
People definitely face.
Yeah,
you did.
I do.
And also when I watched that, I was like, you thought current events were going to go a different way. I feel Rebecca, you thought things were going to swing one way, and they didn't.
Yeah. That's fine. You're usually gonna fly by, don't worry.
That episode's great. It's so weird that Carl's in it.
It's real trippy. I legitimately really love the actress who plays Peridot.
She's fantastic.
Strong performer.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
She did the tap dancing for the musical.
Yeah, she's a professional dancer, right?
Yeah, she worked with the Foley artists to do the tap dancing for that scene, and they nailed everything.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
She actually does a fighting show.
Oh yeah, which one?
Her and her husband do like a web series.
Oh, okay.
Where people dance fight. And
Oh, cool.
It's like martial arts choreographed.
Is it capoeira?
It's like a blending of actual martial arts
okay.
and then traditional taps and dance and ballet and dance styles.
Oh, that's definitely cool.
It's really neat.
Yeah, I mean choreography is like a ballet. So.
Yeah.
Well, like she talked about like the school Jet Li learned to do what he did is called the ballet school.
Yeah.
It's a dance school.
Oh yeah. So one of my themes, I think overarching, you're right. It's the self-love ordeal, and that's exactly what the last song is. I think if I wanted to, I could make an argument. And this is coming from a cis Hispanic male, that I do think there's a lot of like trans thing in there, especially with the whole Pink Diamond turning into Steven idea.
Sure.
And the way the Diamonds see it. Also them calling him Pink Diamond.
Refusing to like identify
him as, no, I'm Steven.
Mm.
And they go, well, you were Pink Diamond once. And he goes, no, I've always been Steven.
Yeah.
And there's that. In fact, that's how I also view the pulling of the Pink Diamond out. And it is Steven. Because it's supposed to be his core self.
Yeah.
And that's Steven.
Yeah.
Now, they obviously set up that, no, it's the sun, the way all of it actually works out.
Yes.
But I do think there's a lot of that subtext in there, because it's a lot of things you hear all the time or see all the time.
It's things
It's things that are intimately familiar with a lot of people, and the acceptance and trying to change family.
Yeah.
And going through that and realizing that trying to return things to once they were is not going to work out, because that requires someone being in immense amount of pain or sadness.
And that's us coming full circle.
Yeah.
There, thematically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is how like each diamond has their own revelation.
Yeah.
And going into the whole system itself is flawed. Everyone needs to change, and of course the hardest part of convincing people to accept you for who you are in that kind of situation is to admit something's wrong. And when everyone's trying to hold it together as a perfect idea.
Well, and then like an absolutely deeply clever thing she does is the idea of what is the root of a entire society that feels this way about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the most 1950s.
Yeah. That's why Diamond's
woman.
design is so perfect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be this idealized, literally 50s, flawless, like
model, like not
no blemishes,
not too sexy. It's interesting but conservative.
Yeah.
All that sort of thing.
Everything, including the insults, are pleasant.
Oh, everything's backhanded.
Yeah,
everything's under the
backhanded.
surface.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that makes you lose is raising your voice.
Yes.
So if you say it calmly, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you probably get that the most also when Steven and Lars go to where the other gems are hiding.
Yeah.
So you see all those relationships and like 6 gems in one, and then 2 in one, and then not
and
being
it's all about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she did great.
Yeah, it was interesting. I would agree that. I mean, that would extend to identity, their self-identity, and there's like how much it reflects nowadays. I do agree. Oh no, sorry.
No. One other thing I think about is the show is huge. A huge portion of the show is about communication.
Yeah.
And not just the communication between you.
Well, how
and
many times does Steven say, "I just want to talk"?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But actually, the ability to express yourself in a way that you understand yourself. Mm-hmm. Because there are often characters who think they know what they're talking about, and the reality is they haven't looked at themselves hard enough to really know what it is they're aiming at or what it is they're coming from.
Yeah, who they are or what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a misunderstanding of your own motivations is a huge impediment to actually communicating well with others.
To communicating, to developing, and to also possibly harming people outside of you.
Yeah.
No, it's all a communication. That's all what it is. In fact, like one of the final problems in the movie is that Steven cannot communicate to Spinelli that he just happened to have the thing. He wasn't intending to do anything with it.
Yeah.
He just forgot it was in there.
Yeah.
Which is classic Steven.
Yeah.
But that does look fucking suspicious when you're from Spinelli's point of view.
And that the whole show, the film, is always good at justifying people's motivations.
Yeah.
Always.
Each set of anger is valid. Each like has been done really well to talk through.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's supposed to be. It's a show where people's emotions are supposed to be out there, or you're supposed to get them out and be open about them. Yeah, man. No, it's just a fucking, and that's what leads to the very last song Steven has. It's straight up telling you that's what his journey was.
Yeah, exactly.
It's supposed to be him accepting himself. If you want to be part of this, that's up to you now.
You can be.
Yeah. But I'm already.
I'm good.
I'm set.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good where I'm at. It would be better if you wanted, but
yeah, exactly.
I'm happy where it's at.
What a good show.
What a good show. Okay, real quick, rapid fire now.
Okay, great.
Let's get. Sorry. Do you have anything else?
No, it'll take too long. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Rapid fire. Favorite episodes.
You go.
I like Mr. Smiley and Mr. Sad.
Oh, Mr. Frowny,
and Mr. Frowny.
That's
I like
a good
that. I like because I just like classic comedy
Okay.
setup. I also like the watermelon episode, the onion episode. I like Sadie's and Lars's arc.
Yeah.
I'm so glad Lars finally realizes how big he fucking runs. Like, goddamn. It's cool. I love. Oh, one of the big things I didn't touch on, real quick, is that it's very obvious. They go for the society itself is actually detrimental. Just look at this, and then you have people who fuse as soon as they see what that is.
Yeah.
Because the idea is there, and they knew they always wanted that. Yeah. Okay. Favorite episodes. Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna say Pearl and the Cool Girl.
Yeah.
That's
a
big.
good one.
I'm definitely.
I like the happy birthday. Sorry, go ahead.
Anything with Lars. All those Lars episodes are really good.
Yeah.
Actually.
Surprising how much I end up liking that.
In particular, the possession episode. I really liked that one.
Yeah.
Just because you realize, like, Lars, why are you treating me like this? What are you doing?
But to what end?
To what end? I'm really fond of. Oh, and the journal, where Sadie and Stephen read the journal of the town founder.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That was a pretty fun one.
Picture him as the mailman.
Yeah. Much better that way.
Much better that way.
Well, my favorite would have to be when they reenact the journal. When they reenact the history.
The town play.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good.
Oh god, and he has that improv.
Trope, yeah.
True.
All right, I
and
need
it's
a
just
location.
as bad improv gets.
Oh man,
it was too real. Like there's some things in there. Other favorite episodes,
I mean, besides everything you list,
Yeah.
dang, that's hard.
because they're all so good. Okay.
They're all really good. You know, that one, probably when, I forgot what it's called, but Comet.
Oh,
It's,
dude,
man.
yeah.
That one I love.
It's one of my favorite songs.
That episode, when Sour Cream meet his dad.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
wild.
that
Yeah.
was
His
wild.
biological father. That was tough. Probably that. That and
He calls his stepdad Yellow Dad,
yeah.
and that's great. Also, Brian Posehn plays that character so
Nails it.
fucking well.
Especially as a baby.
Oh, the baby's so fucking funny.
Oh,
Okay.
Rose Quartz and the Baby.
Of course, in the baby.
That's a great
That was
episode.
great.
That one, Here Comes the Thought, I really liked. There's only one I can list off that we haven't listed off because they're really good.
Here Comes Thought is a song that's actually like weirdly calming and pleasant to listen. It is actually very meditative to listen to.
Yeah.
Or just that.
Yeah.
It's just it's fucking play.
Yeah, and I mean that whole segment is done by like a Fumitori from Trigger.
Oh wow.
That's all him. Yeah. At least for that segment.
The
whole
butterflies.
song. Yeah.
The whole song. Alright. Okay, so then favorite songs.
Ooh.
Fuck.
Yeah. I will say, like, as much as I've been talking, that last song actually gets me choked up.
Change Your Mind.
Change Your Mind is phenomenal. Like,
That's number 2 for me.
that's number 2?
Number 1 is the Love Like You reprise.
Ooh.
That last minute is fantastic.
Yeah.
That last minute is like clearly everyone's improved and clearly like it showed how much they changed. There's so much like layers to it that I'm really impressed by.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and also like how much that song, once you get to the second verse, has so much more to give you.
Yeah.
Like, because I think it's what, the first 3 years, you only heard the first verse before you got to, I always thought I must be bad. Oh my god, this is a very song.
They make him love like you.
Yeah.
What I thought was really clever was when the choir kicks in. When the harmonization kicks in.
Yeah.
On every upbeat they say like, but it's too subtle for you because you hear you, but if you slow it down you hear like on the upbeat. So it's like you like you.
Damn.
Yeah. It's really good.
It's Over, isn't it?
It's Over.
I'm such a sucker for bittersweet, like, transition songs. Songs that mean, like, or songs that are about a transition in life. I'm such a sucker for it, and I love It's Over, isn't it?
A very tonally different one for Steven Universe. Oh, here's top 2 for me.
Big Fat Zucchini, of course. That's like, because
There
that's
it
like,
is.
that's one of my favorites. Legitimately, that's up there. That's like,
Is that Big Fat Me?
The fucking What Can I Do For You?
Yeah.
So good. And also tonally nothing like most of the songs.
Yeah.
Very. And then.
And again, of course, darn, it's like rap song. The first one is like, it's fucking magic when it first happens.
Oh yeah.
And the other one would be
It's more like an R&B. But go ahead.
She's got a nice smooth. The song Steven sings when he just escaped yelling at him. When Connie won't stop calling him and he's like, freaking out.
Oh yeah.
I really like. It's actually a really good song.
It's very strong. And then of course we talked about all the songs we like from the movie.
Yes.
But I can't get over like the Stephen and Greg. Like,
oh man,
coolest.
Dude, it's so fucking good. Like that was the first audible gasp, like with me and Nick and my sister were watching it from me.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I can't, dude. I'm gonna probably listen to the entire soundtrack, and then of course the full version of "We're the Crystal Gems," where everyone gets their intro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is fantastic.
Yeah.
God damn, dude. There's too many good ones.
I would definitely recommend like
Comment.
Comment.
Well, yeah, we'll kind of bring it back to Comet, because Comet's fucking.
No.
Like, that's a power ballad.
Fuck, man.
I should learn how to guitar. That doesn't sound
That's
like
like a real
guitar.
80s slammer. You
Yeah.
know? It's probably mostly chords, so.
Yeah. Well, there is a solo at the end, but like, I think you do it.
What about Only Think? What was the song called? Only Think About Love.
Oh, for just one day.
For
Let's
just one day. I
Just
love
One
that,
Day.
dude. I've had that song stuck in my head actually. Like,
It's a great song.
I fucking love that. Yeah. Oh, Ruby Rider
Ruby
is
Rider.
fucking adorable.
Straight sick.
Everything with Ruby's great.
Everything with any of the Rubies is fucking adorable and great.
When she gets on that one knee, oh man, it was freaking sick.
Dude, and I mean, the wedding is like,
Yeah.
but, oh yeah, I know when she proposes, it's the, and that wedding's amazing. The vows are amazing.
And
You can get those vows printed on a pillow from Cartoon Network. Anyway.
so I was gonna say, do you know why they put Ruby in the dress
No, why?
and Sapphire in the suit? It's because they found out about the censorships in other countries where they made them brother and sister,
Oh, okay.
or they make it a boy and a girl.
Okay.
So when they found out, they made sure that Ruby is gonna be, because it was planned to be reversed, but now they heard about that, so they put Ruby in the dress.
Yeah.
So try to justify that. I don't know.
I know for censorship stuff. Although because the way I thought about it thematically was I always felt like they're trying to be the other. They're so into the other person that that's what they're trying to reflect.
Yeah. And it works.
Yeah, and it works. Their designs are amazing. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
In the dress and the suit, I fucking love Sapphire in the suit.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. I mean, if you listen to this and you haven't seen Steven Universe, it's worth the hype, man. It truly is magical. It's got a lot to say, and it says it well. It's very clear about its messages. Yeah. The animation's another level especially for a cartoon show, or like something that should be just simple 11-minute, like stuff you see like that's movie quality.
Yeah.
Like you see in high budget movies. The fights are good. The characters are all lovable in their own ways. Yeah. Everyone has an arc. Everyone, including like townsfolk. Yeah. Fucking Mr. Smiley, who's played by Sinbad in the first season. I can't believe they get that's the only one they couldn't hold on to the entire series.
Oh, Sinbad.
They kept Patti LuPone.
They kept they kept Garnet.
Estelle.
Estelle, she's a main character.
She's a main fucking character. Wow. Do you know how busy Estelle is?
Well, they couldn't keep Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, she shows up, but she rocks it when she shows up.
Oh yeah, she slams it.
Yeah,
super light.
Her and I kind of like I also like. Well, talking just briefly about the characterization of the fusions, like the difference between Amy Mann as Amy Mann.
Yeah, is Amy Mann.
Amy Mann is Opal, and then Nicki Minaj is the other end of that. Is there's a continuum, and that one end is one.
So you either become Nicki Minaj.
And all their personalities make super sense. Like for everyone, Steven and Amethyst is Smokey Quartz is great.
Yeah.
The fucking Sunstone.
Sunstone.
You want to talk about characters looking like they're from a different show?
That is G.I. Joe.
That is crazy.
Rainbow Quartz 2.0.
I'm interested in hearing more from.
Mm-hmm.
I just like Pearl fusions though.
I love Pearl fusions.
Pearl fusions are
because Pearl is the most interesting one to mess with because it's such a
so stylized.
Yeah, it's stylized, but also her personality is so how do I put this? Unbendable, rigid.
Yeah.
Rigid compared to everyone else.
And so when you have her with confidence, you get Sugalit.
Yeah.
You get this is what. Yeah.
And they're all good.
What was Garnet and Pearl? I forgot the name.
That's Sugalit.
No, that's Garnet and Amethyst. Remember the host? She was the one that tested Smoky Quartz by going through the portal. That was a late show.
Yeah, it's Sardonyx. Sardonyx.
That episode's fantastic.
Yeah.
I really like that personality.
Yeah, that episode's so good. But I'm a fan of fake TV shows and the show.
Lil Butler.
Yeah, Lil Butler.
Crime Breakfast Friends.
Crime Breakfast Friends. Have you seen that short where he does the live reaction to the? I fucking love that shit.
Hey everyone,
it was
Steven
rumored.
Universe.
It was rumored. I think I know who this is.
It's so fucking weird.
The rumors are true.
Dog Copter.
The real shame is we never got a Dog Copter 5.
Yeah.
That's the only thing the show failed.
9 out of 10.
No Dog Copter 5.
And I think I've said it before. I just wish Petey was in it more. I like
Petey.
I like that character, the towns guy. And I thought Steven would have more to bounce off of as just a same age friend of his.
Yeah.
But I feel like Connie probably does a lot of that.
Connie does a lot
of that anyway, so they probably don't need another one.
He spends more time with Ronaldo than Petey.
Yeah, I know. Why?
I know, dude. Well, Petey starts his own fucking business.
Yeah.
Steve, Steven's age.
Oh, Ronaldo rock.
He has a fucking food truck, although he can't afford to move it anywhere. But
That's
like,
true.
Freaking Ronaldo rock people. We'll let that katana.
Man. Hey, there's a Ronaldo's episode where he's spreading propaganda. It's
Oh my god.
great.
That was amazing.
What a crazy arc that character goes through.
What?
Yeah. Oh man. So what's the real lesson we took away? Is that if everything was a pork chop.
If everything was a pork chop?
Fuck, I'm fucking it up already.
You are.
Fuck.
If
every pork chop was perfect.
If every pork chop was perfect, then we wouldn't have hot dogs.
I think that's the real moral.
That is the real one. It's a good one. It's a good
It's a
lesson.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously,
true.
if you haven't seen Steven Universe and you listen to all this and you're still not convinced, like, go watch it, man.
It's real good.
It's all there.
It's pretty.
It's pretty
It
worth
sounds nice.
Yeah.
It looks great.
There's depth too if you're looking for it. Like,
Yeah. It's like Attack on Titan. It's completely worth it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Pretty
And
worth
it's
it.
satisfying, dude.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about the movie. In fact, I want to rewatch it, like, cause I just want to. Do you know what's happening to me? Same thing Clock Opera did. Is I just want to learn the entire thing by heart. Because Clock Opera, I've gone to the point. For those who don't know what Clock Opera is, it's the movie that the last movie of Death Clock, and it's like Steven Universe. Of course, had to be musical, but that one's a rock opera.
Yes.
I can play almost the entire thing in my head, like just because I watched it so many times. Like Steven Universe, I'm already playing things. I just want to learn the songs.
Yeah.
Because I know they're amazing. I just haven't memorized them.
Yes.
But yeah. All right. Let's go.
Nice.
All right.
Another one in the can, gang.
Everyone can.
You really got to catch up with Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Night.
Y'all take care.
It's really worth it.
Good night.
Night.
I don't need you to respect me, I respect me. I don't need you to love me, I love me. But I want you to know you could know me if you change your mind. If you change your mind. If you change your mind. Change your mind.